Ale fonsaje de. Ale fonsaje. Ale fonsaje. Ale fonsaje. Muna dabo sanka baluo. Ale fonsaje. Mbe useni dabo julalema. Ale fonsaje. Juloka manla maje. Ale fonsaje. Ni aja manla maje. Ale fonsaje. Suluo simmenele da. Ale fonsaje. Useni masata. Alale amansa andi ale bonsai mbaro da bodima ale bonsai mbaro da bodima ale bonsai enu mukunda da bodima ale bonsai alale bate jola ale bonsai masole bate jola ale bonsai aye Gambia bondi bata kono ale bonsai maje molu bele sewota ala be nyinkela ale bonsai manso be nyinkela ale bonsai usen boda nyani dobo ale bonsai dobo gae usen ale bonsai anata kombo tumami ale bonsai londo nata kulli ale bonsai okaelo adabo ale bonsai ayado kuoge Gambia Kai Mandela ale bonsai mayinduru kema ale bonsai ala fosalida bokema ale bonsai alale bate jola ale bonsai jilansi sedima ale bonsai ganja mane dimma ale bonsai sali suare dimma dem ale bonsai jari jalo dimma ale bonsai jari fulo dimma ale bonsai tida sise dimma dem ale bonsai munani tata mailitu ale bonsai munante ni kumbole mude ale bonsai juguna ale fonsaje de ale fonsaje ale fonsaje ale fonsaje muna dabo sanka baluo ale fonsaje mbe useni dabo julalema ale fonsaje juloka manla maje ale fonsaje ni aja manla maje ale fonsaje suluo simmenele da ale fonsaje useni masata ale alale amansa andi ale bonsai mbaro da bodima ale bonsai mbaro da bodima ale bonsai enu mukunda da bodima ale bonsai alale bate jola ale bonsai masole bate jola ale bonsai aye Gambia bondi bata kono ale bonsai maje molu bele sewota ale ala be nyinkela ale bonsai manso be nyinkela ale bonsai usen boda nyani dobo ale dobo gae usen ale bonsai anata kombo tumami ale bonsai londo nata kulli ale bonsai okaelo adabo ale bonsai ayado kuoge Gambia Kai Mandela ale bonsai mayinduru kema ale bonsai ala fosalida bokema ale bonsai adale ba
Yo ala assalamu alaikum baringolo bal konton UDP Diaspora platform sabolto Facebook, YouTube and TikTok bi arjumalumba July karotil morning lolo the 25th of July 2025. Mubarak to all of you. Welcome to the platform of the and the platform of men. Maflali, welcome on board. Mel join the right and Mel Minala join the other. Maflali, welcome to UDP Diaspora platform of Arjimalungo. Nata Kotenke Kachala Bankola Ko. Mel Dunta TikTok auto. Just a courtesy reminder, please kindly tap the screen and do us a favor. A share. That's the least we expect from you. The moment gifty, that's a bonus. You don't have to. But at least share the live screen. keep tapping the screen F1 to encourage the live broadcast on TikTok. Mail the Facebook or the Falang, please share it if you can. That will be greatly appreciated. Relaxed. We start this journey another weekend here. But nada la malongo kacha Gambia la kola. Kana bankola alhalo be nyamin Gambia. Man sekunda be ma nyamin na Gambia sunyaro ni tapale yamin be farin banko kan. Aning pro Gambian olu nza try kolenke to try again in 2026. Pro ka make sure nga man sekunda falling. Bari coming banda bani na rajang. Janne be do nakacha ko nka datin du walla. Alama alay kairo sabin de banko kan. Alama alay kairo sabin da maltema. Alama alay na nyaton kol me nyato sabonte frawol fana nga duway alama ni mani ko forkelay. Sasa tolu alama alay momo nyoko bela karola ala masatala do harama ni jara lati aka sababo doctor lela ani nosolu ani melbe health sector bari sababo fonka banan menka mo jara wala masatalati harama demo na kobe be masatala le bulu bawo niyo batele bulu ngata jikole kono mo safa ko next year menyine kala sama menyine kala bari foyde be o sama tarandila woma imam mamfello woto me jikole kono mbe duwala banko fana melialon ko tubabu du jang melialon ko koleal bi la karola kolea sifa siatale surtout melialon ko man kaytol soto kolea bi la karola tubabu be kolari nyami deto be warali mbake say kaytol la karola alama ala ya sonaya man satella de ko kol sonaya melbe Gambia banko kam fana mbe tentola mbe jayila mbe duwala na patiol alfaliye His Excellency Alaji Usenu Dabo Mayano Gatulama Party Leader another delegation nyenta bala Gambia Sambi kata America Banko kambe duale safe trip ye wuli Gambia kaira kono na UDP dingol metara Seattle chapter muri ye taraje kaira kono dango ke kaira kono ay bank kaira kono hamo momenti je nga soto wolom fundraising di UDP Diaspora second convention follow kata Barcelona Spain last year 2025 this year inshallah kala saying 7 days to go on the 2nd of August UDP members will converge in Seattle to mark the second diaspora convention and it's going to be one of its kind again a display of togetherness in UDP katandiko we are forced to reckon with UDP mashallah aleo dintella Gambia political arena kono banko dingolo UDP dingol ke bloble la poso kono ka beng ka ñi event sifal organize parti do bu ka keno Gambia naman ki United Democratic Party bari mbeñi membe ke kam yim fundraising no membe kala America ani melbina kala Europe mem be ma daliloti wolon ka UDP man sekunda so Gambia because no wonte amina ni to le wolta we did it in 2021 men keta ngalon alama ala kana sifa ke alama ala yin sawo kenyi bari ñimbebe kuna kambe ngole koto UDP ngolo nga sabari ñoye we each other's cheaper nga ño muta nga lonkon to lebe parti killing nalbe parti yokono ño sabo bu ka bay jeri ñal na ta kala killing hani mel mu ba killing fa killing ila jeri ñal bu ka killing and wala bota kono killing second tol mi yalongo jama babe parti yokono parti yole yatinna jama bale ño long so fo nga duma ñoye mbokk yi mang leena nuyu bu baax ba tay aljuma ñaari fukki fan ak juroom ci wéru July ci UDP online bansaba koy current affairs show programme bi ci ñetti plateforme ci Facebook YouTube ak TikTok di leen nuyu bu baax ba di leen gërëm yeen ñoo xamne da ngeen di jël bay seen waxtu yu am maana waxtu yu am solo di ñëw di ñu déglu UDP online bansaba mang leena jërëm ci lolu ñoo xamne ñu ci TikTok nak luma la na ñaan moy ngeen share live bi repost ko wala ngeen tap the screen so that ñeneen ñi mëna ñu jëriñ ci yow so invite a friend mëna dugg ci ñu nekk ci Facebook bi tamit so le mëna share video bi dina am solo amna ñu bari nak ñu ngi seetaan ci YouTube ma ci miss our contest saxo nekk Gambia ñoom dañoo taal seen television screen yu mag toog nak jàkkaarloo bantaba di xool kanam yi ñaaw Seexu Sédili ci screen bi waaye déglu bi moo gën a am solo maa ngi ñaanal suñu njiiti yi Alhaji Sunu Jabo and entire executive Ajaratu Mariam B. Sek. Nuyu naa suñu yaabooy Ajaratu Yamuno Geyabo. ba pare party leader bi tamit ñu ngi ko ñaan moom ak délégation bi war a jógee Gambia next week war a dem United States yàlla ñu jógee Gambia si jaama fekka suñu members yi Seattle si jaama convention bi ñu dugg si jaama lu ñoo sentu ñu am ko because fundraising la comme lu ñu defoon Barcelona raise over 60-70,000 euros benn night yàlla ñu am lu ëpp loolu Seattle yàlla ñu am ay 200,000 euros o lu ko ëpp because ñu ni UDP lu ñu dee bëgg rek anything lu ñoo def mu gën a dem si kanam waaye xam naa ne Seattle moom ñëpp xam nañ seen mbir gis ngeen fundraising bu ngay defoon last year te loolu seen fundraising na man ak suma collègue bi Sana Jaaju ñu ngi jokkoo UDP media yu bari dinañ ko cover inshallah Bantaba dina ko cover UDP TV media dina ko cover Camara Ba dina def coverage ba pare xam nañ ne other media houses maa si Kerfatu yi maa si Alkamba Times ak yeneen platform yi invite nañ leen we have sent invitation to all Gambia media houses through our media head of media and communication Tombo Sedi ak suma collègue bi Makam Soko xam ne is the head of the media in the diaspora bind nañ letter comme keroog Sama Jaaju ñu ko doon wax fii bu ñu am programme so lii dafa am solo lu xew Seattle dinañ xam is going to be a display of a showcase of UDP strength in the diaspora ñun rek ñoo mën a def lii te dinañ ko defaat inshallah yàlla ñu dugg si jàmm su Seattle ba pare kon lu ma dee wax fii rek Europe dina commencé dinañ ko commencé France Paris on the 13th of September then from there Italy on the 28th from Italy Sweden on the 27th then on the 4th of October Austria ñoom ñoo ko gas chapter dañ am fundraising in Austria on the 11th Spain ñoo ko def seen own fundraising la then the last stop will be UK chapter party leader fii mooy nekk last stop am inshallah su jógee fii rek dina dellu Gambia nga xam ne dinañ ko teral boo xam ne dina nekk one of its kind and comme replicate lu xewoon last year lu ñoo jublu si lii kon lu ma wax mooy UDP ñu gagné 2026 election loolu tax ñu ngi ut xaalis because ñun suñu we have loyal members UDP nekkul am members yoo xam ne rek dañoo wax we put our money where our mouths are UDP mooy parti boo xam ne members yi mun nañu raise over 100,000 euro fii we have done it and we can do it again UK chapter maa ngi wax waa UK the preparations are in high gear man mi nekk chairman bi démb am na meeting bu ma chair all the branch heads in the UK pour def suñu preparations for this gala léegi tey ñu commencé di jaay tickets yi dañoo xaar Seattle event bi pare si Seattle then massive publicity dina commencé pour ñu promote UK chapter gala bi table yi ñu ngi ko jaay venue bi Birmingham la te parking dina fa nekk there are so many hotels around the area fu ñu venue bi waaye the suma colleagues yi nekk si executive ak the local hosting branch West Midlands branch xam ne seen chairman Lamin Touré ibin ala janne ning Seattle event bala me panel discussion so jam pour ka tan UK ko la ñin ko be la ñami na branch sol be parere ne pour ka Alhaji Ousainou Dabo Jia ana delegation pour ka luntangol Jia jang mel yalon ko fanan ibe bala na all European countries kana ñin gala la the first gala UK chapter menke ngalon go modol commencer ka ticketol ñininka bari alalon ko ticketol ningi commencer ke wafi rek mba announce la ticketol mu 45 pounds leti before lumo and on the day bundato be 50 pounds jolo so near sang in advance you save 5 pounds so war is to the gala the mel la table for sanna also commencer kan na task force members will contact na coordinator Jojo Ndour na lia contact ateba kumo be explain ali Musa Jamilong task force la team de bari man na jank do into the nitty-gritties of this gala ni Seattle botala rek the ample times is all about right now the focus is on the Seattle to make sure that Seattle becomes another great success for United Democratic Party. And all this, we wish all our sister chapters in the diaspora, France Lombang, Italy Lombang, Sweden Lombang, GAS chapter, and in Spain, we wish all of them success. So, Ali Nyongutang support. But new UDP platform, Janimbe do na political kono for charity begins at home. Nana UDP agenda wafi, bawole new platform shija. Tonyalo na sele kama sekunda la kurial funtindi bari kan agenda fonom fontindi katande mol la UDP ntol be lori nyame Gambia la politiko ne UDP gonni Gambia la politiko to ate interest na kote ñun ñode indi ntol leka jumbo pobaran everything yalo ni ñu manke tabiro ta tol men ka tabiro ke tabir laal ali yalo ne ko ni tabiro ke man ko ke je man jumbo ke je man kano do man ke je ro ngamelo ko tabiro buka dia so UDP lo Gambia la ñi all this necessary ingredients ti wala na ni UDP ntol nga singa munya na ala tentu nga sabari ika faniyal mel lankan ka toñewol mel lankan ala manke sino mansati yalla ne la wut Gambia de mom UDP sona na simbiri politics nin sulame wulta rek ako United Democratic Party la ñin kuru yake bari say bi mina dunna man sa kundala tapala yato me alon ko ñing FPAC reportol bondi Gambia dul nak mo kan hakluto ñin kuolto mansa kundaye dalasi million taworon say 68 million me alan ko checkol ñing I cancel tale bari wo checkol ñi e kasle wo be kala no ñadi checkol ya cancel wolo ngo checkol ñi mañana cancel bari dalasi million taworon say 68 million reporto yo le fontindi mansa kunda jumalle ñi 68 million o bonde abe kala mansa kunda la ñaton kollati mo dantang wala be Gambia la nafulo batara ya do mokam ini la family members olu wala ne ke dingol samba private school to ike dingol samba to at the expense of greater good of Gambian people me yalon ko wolbe man toro kono dolbi je dépasso bu ka soto ke jara fu maka kolayati dolbi je alanin diaspora ika dépasso soto al nga tonya fu nin diaspora man te kering fituno babul la Gambia le konko wetan la jele because dolbi je date jonki la korda dul kono al nga tonya fu date jonki la tabirote kela namanke diaspora di bari diaspora wolebe Gambia fongo kairo sabatini kan Gambia so mbe dunna fanam esa fal sobela leader la interview kerfatu yes because Gambia melbe nyaton ko yala mbe la cool analyze la jam nga sobe yala mul moyle be tali la platform molto hey ñun yepa janga fi ken munuta mislead nobody Manse Husedili, I work in the government and I work in the investment department. But there is nobody here who can claim to understand investment, how the procedures and the processes when it comes to investors in Gambia more than Sehu Sedili. Because I one time had the trade division and I was an investment analyst at the Ministry of Trade. In the leka file choltanke appraisal olke investor ni nata Gambia kana ila file olke na tablo leko in the leka ministerial advice. So momo be diamla diaspora jam, you cannot come and mislead Gambian people about, hey, this is the process. That's a lie. There is no process in Gambia. Let me make it clear. If anybody want to challenge me to a debate, bring it on. Bring it on, or you call in here and show me a blueprint. Yafo Damenko. Ninata, you have to go and see the president. That is a lie. Lolu feni kesela. Kuko wax da nga wax lula ne. E Gambia ñoo filindo siate jere. People don't want to be honest, but they want to call for honesty of other leaders. But when it is on at their doorstep, they want to try to circumvent issues to the extent that they want to lie. Gambia, we will not be, we will nobody. Wala na Fature la interview mapli la jam. Fature ya fole ko. At a process you understand. Mo jamabe diamu kanyin diaspora jam. Fature le process you understand yeti. Because we Gambia. Ko ay mol soto le mele ko di apply. Munana Fature mafoko, yes, it's in the process. You have to go and see the president. They're trying to coin that up. Kaota ka deda puruka esa defend. And this is the misleading part. There is nothing in the investment protocol in Gambia. I work there. All right? And I have my colleagues. Today I spoke to a colleague, Mayalongo Naidokoke. Ngaiko, for is it in the laws that you have to go and see the president? Is it a must? And I gave an example of a British investor who went to Gambia, wanted to build an ice cream processing plant. He refused to go and see the president. But we have people in this TikTok say it is the process. That's a lie. Whoever said it is a lie. You're just trying to make it nice. Yeah, this country is a joke. You accuse UDP of we try to defend the indefensible. They have accused us, Mr. Dabola Koran UDP can defend. So why are you culpable of the indecent thing? You said you are decent people. I told you want to and they keep saying ESA hasn't done any illegality. Who said ESA has done something illegal? Who said? Certainly I didn't say that. There is a moral question that we are talking about. And that's what everybody is talking about, all the rational-minded Gambians. Not new farfarlo. You cannot come and tell us something about investment. You have to go and see the president. And me esala interview play ali alamoy. I memfo. Atefongo ko. Birata dala file present ako ali July 2019 because ndengala interview le lamoy. Because I want to do due diligence. Can you analyze? Me do na jele. Ako 2019, early 2019 application of the Gambia Tourism Board. Bari ya nyini fengo dole misinta, so I final submission on the 13th of July 2019. Wari acknowledgement of diala on the October 2nd 2019. So ala foroto ali nyi mola kapale yal jibe. Ko Gambia Tourism Board wole happy to with ala proposal come ala investment gala. Wole file ki Amad Bay. And Amad Ba Kaiko, ako Amad Ba Brioja, Amad Ba Fono was so impressed ko Lee from President Gisco. Then, if at all it is part of the processes that you have to meet and President Ko, you guys think that people are illogical. If it was part of the process, why would Amad propose to ESA that you have to see the president? Don't let Masilulu. Hanga say who said man, I'm not gullible. Man suma bopa bi def day dox. Ñu ngeen de mislead ci platforms yi, di len try di jaay yefi janga, man ken mënu ma mislead. Because I deal with, when I analyze issues, I bring logic of reasoning. So if you can a process be more in it, then go what them this president. Then why would Amad Ba propose to ESA and you have to see the president? I want you to answer them. But more jama be platform also. When these people come and fabricate this innocence, they will not be critical because not many Gambians think outside the box. Many situation on wala na banko mol kafe be nyon nene lan te motente nene la no. There is nothing in the laws of the investment regulations which said when you are even involved in 10 billion, you have to see the president. It's at your discretion. To Babol Government discretion is at the discretion of the investor. Malum value discretion all on about. Wolom na diate ta naman dieta. So many alongo your principal soto. Wala na this Jamaican British investor ako ateta president majala. If it is part of the laws, then if I fly neko. Anybody who brings 10 million, more attending a Gambia investment lual konoko, when they said you are investing X amount of money, you must see the president. Let somebody show it to me. Let somebody bring it here. Yalong Gambia, aliga chahano bula wai. Sometimes my heart saying nimbe nying kalabante ol moylebe diamula platform olto iko because it will left nying buga refeta lo hamne. Gis nga ñun Africa lan moy suñu problème. Gambia pride nyato be kolayalale. Mo wax len ko pour Gambia dem. Because Gambia leaders will not like to admit their mistakes. In fact, it's not only leaders. Gambian in general, we don't apologize. How many times nga fo bantabaja? Gambia, even at our own levels, near more tonye. Is fine. Okay, so we can demala ton balalma. Lolu nekut apology de. So fekene demala ton balalma. Lolu do apology. Apology defa sincere. Wa hamnane demala ton jegalma. Why ikafo moy ko ha ni ya feel ko ngi tonel woto mbala wo manki apology ti bari ndam malka diamu ñoy tenne I salon ko yemo tonye I boyta kanne I fon salon ko yemen ka manke ko but because of our egos Gambiano buka apology ke ningo Gambiano mafo mo bede mediam kan in general tam kon tese wo sedili ni mediam kan nyanga haklutu bakale ala yen solale nga haklutu diamo to bake because diamo mandia ndeta fola Gambiano mo be buka apology ke ningo ke mberonnale but the greater good of Gambian people iboka apology ke na futu bungol la kono bang mfangola family issues lombang na family matters lombang at the level of the government nibe do ko laje momu waya siso wulendi nyin daji ko wale ka reflect na nyaton ko our leaders are a reflection of us Yaya Jammeh 22 years anane Gambia no apologize le bang ndema kala motade nimme ya kala mte safo Yaya Jammeh sanyi mo nim fula fasa foko anamana kuki na western leaders solti channe meli yalon ko ni symbolom woni symbol men command in global affairs Yaya Jammeh mahana 100 sokofan aning baro bari nga western leader soldier jani ni ronta ikila mol face ikafoy ko makeku alimbalal sinya jelle nga nyimoy nyin na nyim politician olo ye jumale ja ko nga mistake kele ngana ndolla party leader wona ne yakele de sinya kili and I will give you reason birim babandin jobate diamoto no UDP la rally in Basse before 2021 Michael Diala alaji sunu dabo audio bondi a UDP call apologize ako atelo nyaton ko he will take leadership ndebo kala janka call fabricate he apologized to us so national scale fire kele malong but at the level of UDP I ain't told apologized ako he will take responsibility but yalong memo problem out indol support alle fo mo problem bi biringa nyin kalanta ya diamulu moy ko dega Gambia pour mo dem ci kanam dina jafe ni men diamu to jay camera tele Gambia kan mo beti abe kalabante ya hey there is nothing in the investment processes which says that you must see the president ni momo ya je bring it on share it with Bantaba or share it on Facebook mobe ya you don't even have to share that relevant section the investment guidelines ya share on Facebook ko ni nata ko invest Gambia janibe business o deal le be fendila ibe le president ja jige discretional and mol kake patiol kake menela president ol mel ya lonko they want to score political points ye investor samba ya televise pour mol sa ko nyim president be do ko wala bara manki ko amad bale esa samba baroya esa la sataro right in fact I satari fula leke ala first interview I mem foje ani nyindo mankile but we focus on this one Gambia alanga kalabante yabola nga molu moy ka fa am fenke what is wrong hey this is Yaya Jammeh's assets me alonko is in distribute the reserve land yes imam landi esal ndeta fole landi yala it's clear he was not allocated he was given a provisional offer is different from ndol karantale we know what provisional offer but Yaya Jammeh assets sold for the first time ngamo ya esa ko Yaya Jammeh has two type of assets kuno ngo karang lañ interview le which I don't even understand ako asset ol me yalonko Gambian la asset lom Yaya yo wol nyapin kanne ani Yaya fon la kuro to mi mburoni abe killing Yamela assets wa menta abe is all on the Jammeh assets. Let's not try to beautify this. Nindol diamade ko we are trying to score political points. Yes, call us. But you guys are also trying to score political points. Because you are trying to sanitize somebody. Clearly, there's a clear conflict of interest. There's a clear conflict of rules. He had no damn business to go and see Ahmad Ba. He has no damn business to see Adama Barrow. He leveraged his position as the lead counsel because now Amantro vantage position. Probably how many investors Gambia Adama Barrow become president? Name foreign investor fund I can understand. Yes. Or you are a celebrity like Sadio Mane. Because wo ni wonate ya sama president waya that's fine ngol jele wol kake bankol kan but ni mo banku dingoti itala agenda islo so Ahmad Ba ko teta president waji andi man kodojo fo birim president ko kodojo how does that make sense you were reluctant to pay the levy the 5% initially you paid 50,000 for the application so bribe landila the 5% which is $125,000 $125,000 so be siari nyame moyo jo ye hakili flo da nga si am ñaari xel buguma fay li way adama mo la wone fay nga fay come on and these people are trying to mislead us what annoys me somebody try to deliberately mislead Gambian people what can they irate ndele you cannot come and tell us that this is part of the investment laws you have to go and see the president that's a blatant lie whoever is saying it I challenge you bring the evidence and tell us where it says on all investment laws fatally America we are gullible you think that we are naive fatoli America ntol kungol buka tam ntol kungol kapu Taliban lolu ngeen fo what the heck is going on Gambia ni momo nata rek akaka mo le mislead ni men diamata rek iko you are trying to bring politics into this everything is politics when you guys were discussing the assets issue Allah platform will use for 2 weeks even the very day the Republic hanga into UDP we did not even jump in this when Malagan produced this report, ndengam bato defo beri esa diamata. Ñun dañ telu man dama harbe esa def interview den ma jox analysis. Why It truly bring Republic they did not even wait for any official in UDP to talk. They went and start insinuating. UDP is on the list. UDP le Jamel assessor. So until the responsible to authority. And I am dealing with facts here. Yen harulen. Yen bo aseti yaya Jamel harulen. That very night, the guys sobe. They went to their platform. They fabricated lies. And they put a lot of things on UDP. They did not even wait for any UDP officer. At least ñun dañu mandu ñu harbe esa wax. When I saw the Malagan report, immediately it was shared. I didn't react. I waited until ESA granted an interview. Whether it was a knee-jerk reaction interview, and he did not even comport himself. We all know he didn't comport himself. He sounded angry that day. But not understanding, we waited. But now for people to go to platforms to lie, Kafuko, it is part of the investment guidelines that you must see the president. That is a lie. That is a lie. I work at the investment department in Gambia before I came here. None of them work at the investment department. Most of these people are talking, they didn't even handle investment files. I did. I have 100 investment files. I'm talking from experience as an expert. So it saddens me when people go to platforms to lie, just to try to sanitize this. This is why I am putting on record. I will put a challenge here. If anybody wants to challenge me on this, bring it on. And bring out the fact, guidelines of Gambia Investment Code, which said you have to go and see the president. And again, I deal with logic. Let's be logical about it. If it was part of the processes, then why would Ahmad Bah propose to ESA to go and meet the president? Because if somebody is a process, obviously, nobody need to tell you to go and see the president. You will automatically go. If something is part of a process, then Ahmad Bah will not propose to ESA. You don't think outside the box. Because because sometimes you're making yourself a laughing stock. If something is part of a process, why would somebody propose that to you to go and see that person? Can anybody answer that question? Because already it's part of the process. Like it is part of the process that ESA had to pay the 50,000 application to the GTB, Gambia Tourism Board. That's a process. He wasn't told that. That's a process, a procedural matter. And it's a part of the process that you pay 5%. But where does it say at the process that you have to go and see the president? Can anybody bring it on? And this is why this country, they try to mislead. They try to mislead. This country is in this diabolical situation. The situation we are in is mostly concerned by so-called elites. So what are political agenda? But who doesn't have a political agenda here? You telling me you don't have a political agenda, but Sehu really has a political agenda. If you call me out that I have a political agenda, you have a political agenda too. We are in the same basket. But Gambia Langina, Dembala Dega Sibena platform. Somebody said the only person that has been calling out Barrow on corruption is SFL. That's a lie. When Alhaji Ousainou Darboe and Halifa Sallah started calling out Yaya Jammeh on corruption, ESA dugul politics. Wahut affaire Gambia. But you saw somebody who went to Gomsa Bopa program. Mamako Dega Deba. The only person right now calling out Adama Barrow on corruption is SFL. How can anybody say that? Try to tutu law other leaders who've been there. They've done it all. They've gone to prison. Halifa Sallah call out Yaya Jammeh on witchcraft. Let's give it now. Man, I'm not a member of DOI, but he was taken to mile too. Alhaji Ousainou Darboe, I tell you, crude oil saga in expose. I can low Gambia like a Jammeh call out on corruption. He used to be a firebrand politician. Maybe Kebaya side. But when he was younger, Alhaji Ousainou Darboe, na microphone on the platform, he was very fiery. We saw that. So into disturb J. So whatever you are going to say it. You cannot mislead sound-minded Gambians. Wala na biringa Musa Ajan na post J. Demba Balde member Gaina altala commentary J. You cannot fool people. This had a moral question. And we are not saying that ESA did because I have heard what has ESA done that is wrong. So you think wrong is just when it is illegal. When something has a morality issue, you can say it was wrong. And the same hypocrites were the ones flagging Alhaji Ousainou Darboe dingola korra tesa ngamoy le ba fokanko. There are people who have been granted protest the SR board. Those people are Gambians too. But today you've been criticizing them. If somebody goes and apply land at the social security, I process is all normal. Amanda president, at least those people didn't go and see the president, did they? But your leader went and spoke to the minister. From there, the minister took him to the president. And you think that is okay? And you are trying to tell us that that's part of the rules on investment. Because I am an expert. I work at the ministry. I've got most of my colleagues in Gambia and Diaspora. They know me. I have handled a lot of investment proposals. You see, GIPSA, we are the people who wrote the cabinet paper. I'm telling a cabinet paper, Safi. I'm one of the people who wrote the cabinet paper that led to the establishment of GIPSA. Then from GIPSA, it went to GAIPA. Ndenga cabinet, they say who said really binda na cabinet paper si. Cabinet paper GIPSA, nyoko binda. From the ministry, that time Dominic was our minister, it went to the cabinet, they approved it, which led to GIPSA. Gambia Investment Free Zone Authority. Because Gambia wanted to have a free zone. I used to be the Gambia desk officer for WTO, World Trade Organization. So I'm not talking just because I just want to be a political figure. I'm talking as an expert. I used to be Gambia desk officer for World Trade Organization. Maybe I'm on public platform. So anything to do with trade, investment, and acts will come to me. Don't let a minister advise. So if people are here, they try to mislead people just because they want to make SFR look good, to say, yes, it is part of the processes. That's a lie. Whoever said it, I'm going to say it here. It's not true. They are trying to mislead you. They are just trying to make this thing look good. There is nothing in the investment guidelines which stipulates that as an investor, you must go and see the president. It is at the discretion of the investor. Discretion is one. That's why the British investor who went to Gambia during our time, he was told to go and see the president, and he said he would not see the president. He would go to the relevant departments, but he's not going to see. He even told us, why would I see the president? That was the question he asked. So if something is in the guidelines, then we would have told him, yes, this is part of the rules. You have to see the president. And let's be serious here. The president is a very busy man. This is the man in charge of the country, dealing with a lot of files. If they put that as a criteria that is even going to affect the level of investment in the country, these people, it could because when you put that as a criteria that the president has to go on, what about if the president is out of the country? Hey, analyze that see hell. President travel. So we have an investor who want to invest 5 billion in the Gambia. So that person has to wait until the president returns to Gambia. We have an investment department at the office of the president. The permanent secretary is the technocrat. Why didn't SFL meet with the permanent secretary? Hey, the permanent secretary, who used to be, I think, is Ibrahim Sise or Yankuba Seri, one of them, when the change happened. This investment handle. Go and ask them. Just for the sake of it. He never met any of these people. He met Adam Abaro. Adam Abaro is not a technical person. So you come in to tell us that anybody who is investing in Gambia, you have to go and see the president. Why the lie? If the president is attending an OIC summit or at the UN, and we have an investment file, so those people have to wait, or those people have to mark their traveling plans to make sure that the president is in the Gambia, they go and see the president. And I heard even SR saying it, most countries, you have to go and see the president. That's not true. In the UK here, you don't have to go and see the prime minister to go and invest, because the system will be in place. And I'm sure it doesn't happen in Germany. It doesn't happen in France. You don't have to go and see the French president to invest in France, because that is even going to discourage investors. You know what they call? That creates bottlenecks. That creates unnecessary bureaucratic processes. Investment is coming to one-stop shop. Have you ever heard of the one-stop shop facility? Investment, they call one-stop shop. Where? Ninata. You go to one department. Gambia was going to create one-stop shop facility, and that is what GAIPA is all about. You go, Yela Kuobeke, one-stop shop facility, you get your certificate, you get everything to try to make and attract investors to come to the country. That was the idea. So, na doko ke ministry, ni finance doko ke, na doko ke Gambia government, na cabinet paper safe. No more moy melialonko, they have no clue of how this works. Ikata platform, but ikadiam platform on them for the your lonne. Hanga can gene japur la nga duga fidi wama wahlu. Because man, I think outside the box. But if you can just, because some platform they say that you're ratata, not a challenge, not a challenge logically. Because need all them, oh, saying I'm with a career explain. Just say who said it in. Even when I was working at the ministry, I didn't colleagues all Yininga. I'm a critical thinker. I just believe in it. No, that's not me. Because Gambia Munana na Banko Tarreta. Just because Shehu Sedili said something, go and research. Don't rely on what Shehu Sedili said. Go and do your own findings. Shehu Sedili may not be speaking the truth. Okay, dole safaro kajam. Ngara atemu na critics ole di ngala commentori. Ako okay, no. Ako it was known that the land was legally allocated to the city Dabo. To His Excellency, alleged that the UDP supporters made the most noise. Esa and Sobeya should not see the reaction of some UDP as partisan, but that it is our folks are. When they complain against Batu, who else will they complain against? I am UDP. I reacted to Ba Hussein daughter's allocation and not Esa because Ba Hussein is my party leader and I care about holding him. That's, you see, Ateko Amante, because I'm on a platform that discusses Gambian issues, I cannot disregard this issue. Because Sidi, Yalamunam problemoti, lies that remain unchallenged could prove to be true with the test of time. University Amokan platform auto. They are trying to mislead people. Kafoko, it is part of the processes you have to go and see the president. That's why I want to set the records here. It's a lie. Do bendiga. Mamakowa. Kumabuka chelenga dugafi. The whole thing doesn't smell good. And this is why Fature Afaiko, Alinga Fature la interview lamoy. Let's listen. Malon for volume of a clear.
You know, after everything, that's my first question to you. Why did you allow to be allocated something that belonged to the former president?
Exactly.
That was investigated, and the recommendations were, let's give this back to wildlife. That was the recommendation. First, that's my first question.
I'm happy that you raised this because the question is, is there anything wrong? Alright. Man, dama doon juddu ci réew am fi wàlla tam so war naa fee mën a am lu Gambia di am. In the first place, man musuma am an allocation of land ci dëkk bi kër yi ma am yëpp dama jëndal land si suma bopp loolu nit ñi dañ ko war a bear in mind. Man dama invested a lot in real estate ci dëkk bi because li xew mooy Yaya Jammeh moo toog TSCD waatal ñu ne dëkk bi am na oya te Gambia dina benn du ba.
You guys let me know if you can hear it clearly.
Working in the international organizations, man, they liggéey UN. Man, what should I do with the money I earn? Let me invest in Gambia. So I invested in lots of houses because so Gambia already have oil.
Yeah.
Big companies didn't know Chitekabi and they would need housing. I recall in Tough, so they Tough more hell, Bruford Gardens.
Yeah.
For 3 years, I was I was lucky. The managing director for Gambia Petroleum, American law, so for 3 years. But apart from Bobo, so my Yari care, Yopta, how my ben was. So look at the Yagi and 4 in strategic locations, I will ben to us. So every day you pay money for maintenance.
Yeah.
So when Haramajai invest in land. So man like the land like that, but let me try a hotel. So in 2010, I applied to build a hotel. It was called Kochabarma. Could them GTA at the time, no law. You see the application. Why I made a embargo in allocating land. But the law of the Gambia Moine if you can build a hotel, then apply to the tourism authority. Because government wants to promote investment in hotels, they will give you the land. The land is for free.
Yeah.
That is the law. Gambia, so we get a major investment, boo xam ne dafa require land, so apply to government. Nga pay the fee of $50,000. Government will give you the land for free.
Or you pay the levy. 5%.
But let me come to that.
Okay.
Let me come to that. That was the law.
Okay.
So that we promote investments in the country. So man apply in 2010. Parce qu'il y a jamais had put
And embargo.
What would I do with some properties in my guy? I have the money. What would I do with it? Money, Senegal has a good real estate market. Let me invest the money there. Because at that time too, Manmange ICC as a senior trial lawyer. You know they are cases. Senior trial lawyers, you know they lead cases. You know next to the deputy prosecutor. Time go for the case, you get a law, you know next to Patuko. So you lead cases. But there was a lot of talk to Gambia. The year go ICC. So man say you when you're Gambia, I am sitting on edge. Because man Gambian, delegate ICC, as lawyer Bohamne, you they are cases next to the deputy. I could be arrested at any time. In fact, there was a time an article was written. You just suman Natal, definitely Honorable Alaji Asad Jallo, and Natali Fatu Bompen Suda. Me prosecute your job. That's very dangerous. Knowing the job government at the time. Of course, Ken Musuma arrest, Ken Musuma Devdara, Ken Musuma Wadara. But that fear was there. But Parejame was taking people's properties. That fear was there. So they came Gambia, who had investments to the capital.
Yeah.
But man, that did not deter me. I did some investments to the capital. I did brought in 2 other big businesses, what I term as big businesses by my standards. But all the same, money, let me invest elsewhere. But invest Senegal in real estate. So come 2018.
Alinga continue. I'm not going to play the whole interview. I'm just playing certain key parts just to help me do my analysis because this interview was public. More can also more feeling the jam. Don't allow anybody to mislead you. We hear from the horse's mouth, but maybe TikTok, 150 people watching, and I've only got 6.2k likes. That's a mismatch. Ali video like, let it go up, please. Maldanila. 154 people are watching. I appreciate that. And there's a lot of people on the window. Badi sobe yanko le palantero de donna nande. Ebe darla jele be la moela se hose le be mune fola. Because it donna jam. Bari ngalo ni ko be palantero to. But let's continue to listen. After me duna Adama Barola ko frontole, then after me line will yela.
The Borough government came with the new Gambia concept. Yeah, this is a new Gambia. We are going to change everything. So, man, I happened to one day just speak to the managing director or the director general of GT board at the time. So, when you were bro, man, you get a new building, nice buildings in Senegal. Look, I need to try it. Why don't you do that in Gambia? Hyman must not apply. The white guy follow with Masa. But try again. If your everything is okay, you will probably get it. At the time, Mangi had a very nice project in Dakar, which I was going to do with some 2 Turkish guys. The farm land for Hamlet. Then in exchange for a number of apartments that I had already built. Land is waterfront and it's 4 hectares in Dakar. Can you imagine what that means?
Yeah.
So money, do not want to have this project in Dakar prepare a project in Gambia. But I really want to invest in Gambia. These people are telling me the Gambia is changed. Now, Gambians in the diaspora would be helped and encouraged to invest in their country. The tourism society, all the hotels on the tourism development area, 90% of them, or even more, were owned by foreigners.
Yeah.
Gambia wants to change that. They saw these full package tours. Harleys would never come to Gambia. Everything is paid for abroad and the services is provided in Gambia. So Tuba is something to how we get this off because everything is provided for in the Understand? So, and I felt definitely we should invest in our country, help the new government to realize this vision of Gambia. Gambia is going to change. But Gambia cannot change if we Gambians don't change. So, okay, I must invest in Gambia. So that project, that waterfront project, I cancel because I could not do it both. Okay. So I had to cancel it. Understand? So many of them divert my money to invest in Gambia. But try def an application to GT board. It's not an easy process.
Yeah.
You have to have good drawings and a good financial state.
Business plan.
Good business plan. So I prepared those documents to submit to GT board. In the meantime, I got appointed TRRC in council. So when I submit to my papers in board, I was appointed TRRC in council.
Okay, let me pause there. Mbelenga jemoy. Ako Grabala application or submit la. Because I applied it in 2010 in my Danku. Ako Grabala application or submit, he was already appointed TRRC lead counsel. Ale jalla moyde. You know me that normally. So I hackily philosopher ala business of Senegal or I owe Wafi in the waterfront. I was in Gambia, but after invest in Gambia, but among enough kudos to the invest Senegal and Gambia la Sataro. So I cannot have wakil. So our application of Dundi, but already in the meantime, he was appointed lead counsel. So that is clear, yeah. The time all this thing was happening, but SFL witnesses or Sindira TRRC doing his job, which he did extremely well. Some of us have praised him for that. Despite my disagreeing with him, he did a fantastic job at the TRRC. But behind the scene, he was robbing soldiers with Adam Barrow and this thing. And people said this is okay. You are lead counsel. You are doing investigation because in a position of dynamics change. You see, this gullibility of Gambians. Ameda Kelele so Nila Palaso Folinta. At that point, in withdrawal. Because when you are doing that role, then in president can alka kulu kacha. If a favoritism dealer, because it is access to because of the position, the leverage of the position, you flag up. So ninga flag up, ala support alko, no, that is a norm. First of all, it is a norm. Look at it. Alila kalabante aljibere. Iko norm. Angale ka wata ngalo mono norm ti wolam hana mantara saratol kono bari kumen ka dalikela. Norm. Yalo niko when something is a norm, that means amanke silati. It is not the proper way, but because akakele come Gambia mol kafuko, you can bribe custom officers. It's a norm. Is that not a norm? Ni that officer kono kuru songo di molla. Is that not a norm? I'm making intuitive analysis. It's a norm. Yeta airport auto, moela bagaso sika, yefendiala. Okay? Alright. City da bombe lines all yelala. So, iko ala supportal ko. That is a norm. Today they change. Alinyulu jibere, yalonte, I'm exposing this bantaba, ndolka intuitive analysis like. Pour Gambian yalonko. We are not just here, ka wuri, ka diamu. I don't join this politics and media just because I'm trying to add my little knowledge and experience. That's why kabrin 2014 ndol benyi media kono kamol karandi ka civic education ko ndol ma wuli science saying we have become loud mouths on TikTok. No. But you said something is a norm. And then all of a sudden within 24 hours, they didn't say who said a challenge. Voila, they went it at a echo, they want to bring another narrative. Hey, something that is wrong, you cannot sanitize it. This is what a Barola Mol Kamenke. This is what Mol Kamenke. Nikoba sanitize la, you put yourself deeper trouble. Further down the black hole. Because these are the people, let me say, they said, okay, Sidi Dabo, ni nata rek, it's a call. It's a man of TikTok level because I can call us all TikTok. TikTok. But because you cannot follow and call TikTok broadcast well. So in that side, no. In fact, this is part of the standard procedures. This is what they are saying. From the norm to standard procedure. How does that make sense? This is a norm. How can that be a process as well? Who is trying to fool here? Not say who said it. I'm analyzing on utterances. Something cannot be a norm at the same time is a process. Hey, Gambia, Nipajanga. You can fool other people, but not people who can separate the wheat from the chaff. In that eco, this is a norm. When they got challenged, they got found out. Then they try to coin another one. This is part of it. That is even the first one. The second one is lies. There is nothing in the investment processes in Gambia which stipulates that as an investor of a certain amount, you must go and see the president. If anybody can bring that in the investment process in Gambia, then tell me when it was coined. Because the time I was working in the government, the time I was dealing with those investment files, don't know. Unless if Yaya Jammeh brings that. But in Namanamo Yaya Jammeh at the time, it changes on that. And again, logically, if that was the case, why would Ahmad Ba suggest to him to go and see the president? Can anybody answer that? If something is already a process, you don't need Ahmad Ba to tell you, because you should say, oh, in fact, as far as the process, I should go and see the president, right? That's what Esa would have said. In fact, I should go and when can I have my appointment with the president? Because the rules say I have to go and see the president. I'm dealing with logic here. If something is a process, then Esa would have demanded, in fact, it was going to be Esa to say, I should see the president because that's what the rules say. So who are you fooling? Let's continue to listen.
Provided with some documents. Okay. Go through documents. The Gambian people be happy here Holanda. Parce que si ni dañ dé waxé sen hel, dañ dé waxé xam-xam. Ñu bari loolu lañ dé. Okay. So c'est man la jox document one. It shows suma application to GT board. I paid $55,000. Okay.
Ale Marco Elliot TikTok. I appreciate the lives are going up. 14,164 people, and that's a tremendous improvement. But TikTok flag for this verification. So the Ali Marco Ali screen no tap. If you are interested in this conversation, all I need 164 people. Can you imagine if 100 people tap, then the live will just go up. Because data platform they come up with this verification F1. Please, thank you, Jikisani, thank you, Bro Sise, and everybody. A lot tap so that the live can sell it. Debunk. Media, comment for media is very important. Media, Gambia, Kalabante ya warataje. Media, Gambia, mol kafe be molu nyefilin de la bantaba, ntolte tarla jambe niola, mol kafe be naibe kuma Kalabante wol fola jam just ka mol ka ke filin de nañ ko fi daji. Te kuko buga daji suñu wa call in here. All right? If you don't want to call in, that's fine. But ñu dinañ wax suñu wax. But you cannot change from a position of a norm to a position of processes. How does that make sense, guys? I'm incorrect. Maybe I'm too slow. I'm not smart. Maybe mankarang. Okay? Thank you so much, Alaji Ture. When something is a norm, in English, what I mean, more dalita jinkelale. Ha more dalita kelale. Just like neither the customs VRA. This British investor, this Jamaican British men not on the ministry. Atata customs le ya nyini ka duko laji. Another complaint on the ministry. That time Dominic was a minister. Akata the customs the work of a kuru songo diala. Womano at a straightforward tale kalambante akoti. Wala na ala investors sikata Abidjan. Ako West Africa to invest in any country me alongo ilaftaka abatani kodikuola. Akata leta mala kodoti. Mone momom halisam. So at other customs, they started asking for kickbacks. Gambia. And that time, you know who was the Director General of Customs? My favorite friend. One of the most upright Gambians. Malom Fali Alone, for Ture Bugu Dara. Aliye Mano remember the Ture Bugu Dara. And then I get a customs director. Then I traveled together. I think we went somewhere. Which country? I traveled with him for Ethiopia, Lombang, one of the African countries. I sat with him on the plane. Air Afrique. Malom Fomo Jamayo remember. Air Afrique. Molka travel from Abidjan. Wala kanying connecting flight Jamaica, South Africa, Air Afrique. Yeah? Nasi the plane or dollar. Nga go Mr. Ture. Luta den lede o Ture Bugu Dara. Because the money dega nyule Ture Bugu Dara. He used to be Director General of Customs. Ako, you know what? He refused to take any bribery. Akata Director General of Customs, la family korra lati kunda de steri walta ma fansu korra lo. Alila moide. Who can be Director General of Customs? Iman korra for sabasor. Alinga tonyav. The time udumo ninte bitala mitla nimbe travel la nga tambini ngayala. It's not Sarian Ture. I don't think it's Sarian Ture. Mamara nemu Sarian tide jere. I think it's something Ture, but Mamara Sariam. Wotumo ndola ministry moto nimbe da airport on a drive on and pick. Then tata telefollow pick atena tante pick la because ndebe la minne studiata airport la. So not alongo about abela family corral kono lati kola. In fact, yiri babe je big 3. Nga nyininga nkai ko mana naite. Can you imagine Director General of Customs? What position or more tarot? Ibu Ture, I think Ibu is the one. I think Ibu is the right thing. I think it's Ibu. Very honest person. Very honest. I go say who said the man kene kickbacks at nakasudu no moitama and kir. I would rather live in my father's compound until something happens to me. Dinafi neka warama dem luas. Wa mbuguma alele Gambia. This is Ture Bugu Dara. But in customs that time, you see people in grade 9, grade 7, in nice houses. Don't be there for your kodosika ya dila muso like a business of Dubai in Gambia. Angali aja tapala ya membe jiare, wason game basaga. So niko norm, this is the norm. But Ture Bugu Dara alka to moile. Ninga nyongo siata Gambia. Okay? Yeah, Saria musi seleti. Saria manka Tureti. So alinga lamo ezala diamol. Continuation.
Okay.
I paid $55,000.
Okay.
So paid to Gambia Tourism.
And the land requested was about 5 hectares.
Wow, why xam nga niti bo dañ la wax nga laajte li nga soxla.
Li nga soxla ñoom ñoo la ñoo jox liñ la jox.
Ñoom ñooy ñëw nag assess study sa plan parce que niti bo dañ am a tourism master plan.
Yes.
Master plan boobu moo leen a wax fan in the tourism area nga mun a bil lan la fa gaay buga lan la fa gaay soxla.
Okay.
So yow soo joxee sa plan dañ ko study.
Okay.
Seet fan la fit ñu jox la.
Okay.
So ma submit the application.
Okay.
This was the first application was earlier in July 2019, but I'm not document suma gaay wax ne dafa missing. So maa ngi finally submit the full documents on 30 July 2019.
Okay.
Oh, 30 July, 30th. Okay.
My acknowledgement of the application.
Received
my application.
This was in 2019, October 2nd.
October 2nd, and then in the October 14th, I'm not documents you missing now to provide.
Okay.
So I provided those documents.
Okay.
Fantastic. So, Yang ame original sinak, man photocopies regular ame.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
So after Puma apply, I submitted the papers. GT board felt me, this is a nice project. The minister is disco because the thing is, it's all about attracting investors into the country for you to invest. So gisee kula a nice project, you want to send it to your minister to appreciate it. You've done a good job in this investment. So guy you ko Ahmad Ba. And Ahmad, I am not in the same political party with Ahmad. We do not have the same vision for Gambia. What he believes in NPP, I do not believe.
Is NRP?
He is NRP, he is NPP.
Okay.
Yeah. But I must say, at Likoni Nide Wahim Tidekam, accuse Nanko of corruption, accuse Nanko of Luneka. Mansuma Tigante Yala Reklaiwa. I am not looking for anything. Man Yanuma Yala Chiputam Reo. Matko Wah Loham de Fenla. Maski Amgur Jalaluma. Amgur Jalaluma.
Okay.
Ahmad dealt very well with me, especially at the beginning. He, Bimko Kise, Mr. Fall, Dega, I am impressed with your project. Lee President of Kowarakis.
Okay.
For Muhammad, his idea of a new vision for Gambia. Mugedo.
Okay.
Especially Gambia.
Anga, Minyapa Dega Lulu. The Nanega the stop audio, they could analyze. When Ahmad Moko Momgewane, Ahmad treated him very well at the beginning until probably when he started expressing his interest in the presidency, then obviously Ahmad, it was not going to be rosy again. And as what he's saying about Ahmad, that's his view. Like Niti de Tumal si Ahmad Warukowa. That is really decent, that's noble. Mansa, I always say Ahmad is allegedly involved in corruption because I'm not information Ahmad allegedly they've agenda a house in America. Jarale funds it to Dubai. But I don't have the material evidence. That's why I use the word allegedly. Desbumas textuma lohosi documents duma wahati allegedly. Then I know daddy wahapi. Mange har. Pray for me. Hopefully I'll succeed in getting documents. Because right now, since we expose Adam Barrow's mother's letters treatment, they are very tight. They're trying to put control on letters. Yeah. But still there will be slippages. Be rest assured. They can shut us, they can shut everything down at every lane. There will be slippages, then slip. Then again see do yagas and just another leak document. Just be patient. Okay? So, and the key here is, Elsa from the horse's mouth said, Amat Moko Wahne, this, I'm so impressed with this. You have to go lead President Def Kowarajis. Hanga deglulen maak hell. President Def Kowarajis because it's a fanciful project. Maladlen again. Yenmi Wahne is part of the processes. Again, hey, we know what our brains work. If something is part of the processes, logically, why would Ahmad Ba suggest to assign a president therefore Warajisli? I'm gonna listen party leader. These are not my words. If something is part of the processes, and as I would have told him, in fact, I understand I have to submit to the president. Hey, you guys cannot you cannot twist this because you never dega angele. Never dega Olaf. Never dega sauce. So unless somebody wants to be fooled, unless somebody is gullible, you will hear some of these narratives and fall for it. I wouldn't. So then what digger? Well, based on this, the man said Ahmad Ba suggested to him the lead president Def Kowarajis. So how do you corroborate your statements online the Lee anybody could have investment dengan Warajis president? Hangane that's illogical. Te kuma buka challenge nyawal fi nga challenge ma. Because platform B. Which Pa said, who is this Pa? Pa Jumala. If somebody wants to challenge me, Pa send a request. I didn't see your request. Pa mail a request there. Pa, you could pick me up. I didn't see your request. You have to send your request again. I see Karan Madi's Pa, are you coming to debate this point with me or not? Because I haven't opened the lines. If you want to debate this point with me, you bring it on. I will take you. But as I'm overly ne Ahmad Ba moko ne president bi dafa wara gis ni man nekuma doomi olof way dega na olof mënuloo maa jo anything in Wolof loo xam ne dégguma ko. So Pa send the request again. So president dafa war a gis lii, and it is a process that you have to see the president. Dafa mel ni guddi ak bëccëg. So okay, Pa, let me see whether I can invite you. I don't know whether I can invite you. Okay, I'll send invitation to you. Somebody wants to challenge me on this point. Hamaban Pala. Mone mom def ma bëgg challenge. I have sent a request to you. If you get it, accept it and come. Okay, good. Hello, Pa.
Bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Pa nakala. Pa ban Pala.
This Pa Dudu boy, you're senior, no sweat.
You are Sobeya.
Sobeya, my life.
Yeah, well, welcome, Dudu boy.
Yanko breakdown, you are being very analytical. I understand.
Yeah.
But look more by the misinformation, because the lack of civic education within our society.
Yeah.
The slogan is a norm, it's a slogan in our business. It's a business norm.
No, it's our hood code. It's our hood code. No. Esa mune. Esa no. Hold on. Let me get. Supporter esa nyune is a norm. Esa lungwa mune in most countries. Okay, you're the one go. Okay. Let's carry on.
I agree with that, because some cultures segregation business. If it's not from a lobbyist level, so that in business Gambia, you have somebody to lead you. Even in America, anywhere, people they see Trump for their businesses. We know that. We see Trump. Broad daylight. If you don't see Trump know you get millions and billions, you're gonna move the economy. Trump is coming to see you. No time you COVID before. When all these pharmaceutical industries were trying to come up with a treatment to how to convert what you call the COVID-19, the actual virus. From the pharmacy, you don't market. The pharmaceutical companies who are marketing themselves out there said they are already on a reside. Trump was visiting these sites.
Okay. Pa, can you let's take it easy. I don't know whether you listen to my analysis. Okay. I think you and I know the difference between a norm and what is a process. My argument is, my bone of contention is, when this thing came out, Sobeya supporters said, well, it's a norm. Today, they said it is part of the processes. If you want to invest a certain amount of money in Gambia, you have to see the president. Are the two statements the same?
To some people, to some degree, not necessarily to me to a certain extent, because the government, when they have these kind of projects, the government also want to create jobs.
No. Let us not deflect. Let's not deflect. No. Dudu boy, hold on. I have actually a simple. No. Hold on. Let me. I'm the moderator here. Please allow me. Answer my question. If you say something is a norm, you have taken an angle. You say something is a norm. Like. Hold on. Purunga bribe duani is a norm in Gambia, in most African countries.
No. It's not a norm. That's corruption.
But it's a norm. People do it.
Yeah, people do it because
they made it a norm. So people said, so buga gene sa bagasi Gambia nga wara jox custom officer bi dara. That's what is the definition of a norm?
Why those are the corrupt people who
No, I'm not saying that it's not a corruption, but it's a norm in our society.
It's a norm.
But it's not a process. It's not a process.
It's not a process.
So in the same way, are you telling me Sobeya supporters said it's a norm to go and see the president, but today they said it's a part of the process? Are the two statements the same?
It could have been a process if there's an economic agenda, the president said it, and there's a kind of a way you have to process, but no never for one. So I'm not going to agree that's a process. I just call the same thing as a norm.
Okay, you think it is not a process, but it's just a norm, yeah?
It's a norm.
Okay, that's fine. Wow. Yeah.
I'm going to clear more legally. Esa hasn't done anything corrupt. He just violated ethics.
Oh, you agree that he violated ethics?
Yes.
But that's what I said. I said it's a moral issue. I didn't say he has done something illegal.
But that's I agree with that.
Okay.
Moral issue ethically is wrong. But
okay.
He's not corrupt.
No. Look. I never said okay. Dudu boy haral moda. Hamga man from day one. Dema mangine kon gomsa bopa. One Sobeya guy.
I missed those.
No. Yesterday, Damala just explained. I wasn't gomsa bopa. One of your supporters was there. I said I have never said Esa has done anything illegal. Just like Alaji Ousainou Darboe, doomam bi buñ ko jox land, he didn't do anything illegal. Doomam bi defut legal, then follow process. But people also raised a moral issue ne Alaji Ousainou Darboe am na lot of lands. So bala ñu jox doomam bi ak jabaram, they should give it to other people ñu xam ne amuñ land. I said yes, that's a moral issue.
That's a moral issue.
So now Sobeya people don't even want to admit that ESA's issue is a moral issue. They said absolutely nothing wrong with this. This is the argument that they are trying to propagate.
Code of conduct in any organization or any group, there are ethics and code of conduct. If you violate this code of conduct are not good, I agree with that.
Yeah. So you and I don't have anything, no disagreement then, because we are on the same page.
I just want the commentators or those saying that ESA is not corrupt, but he violated ethics. It's unethical. I agree with that, and we're gonna learn from this and move on.
Okay, if most Sobeya folks speak like you, probably this will be dead and buried. But they are trying to still trying to be defensive to say ESA, there's no moral issue here. Everything is fine. Look, ESA leveraged his position as a lead counsel to be robbing soldiers with Adama Barrow. Muy dem di just Adama Barrow. But Adama moko wasana demal nga fay li. So Adama waxut ko ne demal nga fay this 125,000.
Yeah, that's again a conflict of interest.
Exactly.
But I just commend you for the highlighting, because the more you explain, the more you analyze, people listen, they will understand your point of view, and that's what I see.
You are a very open-minded Sobeya folk. I don't think your colleagues will be happy with you.
Well, it's a matter of time.
Thank you, Dudu. How many you nekk ak Newsrat? Then they're smart. Like Newsrat products are smart, isn't it? So
yeah, that was.
Thank you so much.
Keep developing. I'm here listening. I'm about to move, but I'm here tapping. I'm listening.
No, thank you, brother. Thank you. Okay, Dudu boy. Mbadi ngolo woman na colleague Latin. Na senior no Newsrat Dudu boy at America. He's a member of Sobeya. Let's have a discussion about this. I've never said that ESA has done something that is illegal, and I will never say that. Look, like ESA, he said he does clean politics. I try to do clean politics too. And even yesterday, I was on BNG. Somebody misinterpreted a statement that ESA, and we corrected the person and said, no, he didn't say that. He was referring to the government. That's how, let's have honest politics. But my problem is, you know what? Hey, Gambia. Let's stop this tribalism. Forever. They are not basing it on anything but tribalism. Esa defudara. Esa is a victim. It's tribal rhetoric. If Alaji Ousainou Darboe was called out for this, you know what Lulusen view would have been completely different. Hey, Gambia, let's stop this nonsense. Why? You want to defend somebody because you think you see yourself in that person? Man, Alaji Ousainou Darboe's endorsement of Batamedu, I don't agree with it. Wanakofi, he's my party leader. Internally in the UDP forums, I have raised it. I've raised my view. But I'm not going to just because you my young no bokali lum def rek baxna. Esa defo dara. Yow lolu sa xelat la. Why Sheikh said li mu ne dole muna sanitize li. There's a moral question about it. And nobody is beyond criticism in Gambia. Alaji Ousainou Darboe su fekkee ne moom moo def lii ba léegi ñu ngi ko wax. Because we have seen example here. After the line doomam bi time boobu no paa bi mu ngi Barcelona. We were having our fundraising. You commencé di wax ci Facebook bi. Alaji Ousainou Darboe had to respond in Barcelona during our fundraising to address that issue because it was attracting so much attention on Facebook. What you guys tell me, Malagan wrote this about Alaji Ousainou Darboe. You make a Sobeya right now, the def this version. You think that will be their opinion? They would have been after him. Say, Pabi wana for corrupt. Pabi lila de. But today they are saying, Esa defodara. Gambia, nobody has monopoly over ideas. You can spend the whole day super ben gone get them see TikTok one esa defodara. Say who said it nanyo bantaba mo wa right now over 200 people knew Madega. Because no matter what, it makes sense. I try to analyze logic. Lungena wa andut at logic. Something cannot be a process and minister be mola wahne president therefore wara gis li. How does that make sense? If something is a process, he should not be invited. Was he told to pay $50,000 because he knows that was a process? Put $50,000 application. Move 5%. And after later, in fact, more money, one is non-refundable. That's the new law. Bepare, the serious issue is, after the asset sami, Janet Commission made a report. This land, I had one of my colleagues, Famara, Drame, ñun ñoo jóge Gambia, ñun ñoo amoo British Council Scholarship, déma man ko wax BMG, ñun tri la, man, mom, ak IGP Kinte. ñun ñoo la amoon British Council Scholarship, British Government Scholarship to come and study. Déma tasena mom in BMG. He's an expert in environment. He knows his park and like mom mu nge daji wahi esa. Wa xam nga lolu is his analysis against ESA's word. It's very subjective. Ñeneen ñi dinañ gom ESA, ñeneen ñi dinañ ko gom. So it all depends on which perspective you're looking at. But this issue, you cannot just go under this. If Malagen yen ñuy ma déglu, su fekkee ne Malagen wrote this report about Alhaji Ousainou Darboe or Amadou Sani, fii lañ jóg, they fabricated all sort of lies. Ne pabi jëna nagi Yaya Jammeh. Pabi Alhaji Amadou Sani mo jëna xoma. Te fekk guy list bi wasn't out there. And ñeneen ñi wax ne, we have the videos here. Lii dinañ ko wabe 2026. You know dinañ ko wabe 2026. Ndax lu ma wax fi is a fabrication. And right now we have people on the platform. We shouldn't be criticizing other people's leaders. We shouldn't be criticizing. When we were calling for decorum here, man, ntenim bambas, we were going to this live. Sajo Ture membe Germany, ngeje jane ko Ture kunangol ka clean le ma agree because CD Ture IGP IGP Ture do yo committee kati ko fo mu sisele for yo this is ko nangol Sajo Ture na colleague member gas chapter. I got Ture people are always but ila IGP do. So, lafita mem fola jam. Itol ndolunga fero bele trajan tening bambas we used to say nko ala alinga stop ko ñula leaders or script side. Iko iba kelale ñom dinañ ko def because anybody in the coalition 2016 ñom ñoo ya Gambia and we try to call for understanding saying ñun yep ay opposition lañ. But now the people who are calling out saying that we should not be talking about this, where were they when these people were going after us day and night? Falsely accusing us. Like I said, ntolu nga moneke bring ezala nyim ko fota ntenga na time talent ndesa in Gambia nka time ta ko tul mbuka nyapinka Ross. I waited for Esa to speak. But sobe ya lolu fekut len fa. When Republic made us so they won lottery. Legi now we dinañ yaha United Democratic Party. Legi dinañ gëna yaha Alhaji Ousainou Darboe. Legi we have something to fall back on. After assets. When they realized that UDP ministers who were in cabinet not on this list after be there in a league. Now what their next agenda is trying to use Gala to go after the local government. Now they have moved from Assets Jammeh to the local government because Barrow brought the local government commission. And that is fine. Wallahi, man, any discussion about Hamne, just not evidence. The UDP local authority Kufaneka Yang involved in corruption. Feed in discourse. And I will say you let us down. And I hope Alhaji Ousainou Darboe and executive members agree with Shehu Sedili. Any UDP member found to be corrupt should be called out. Because otherwise, we will be hypocritical. Gambia, for you take caution. But even these local government commissions, do you know what they talk about? Do you hear them talking about North Bank region? Do you hear them talking about Basse? Basse has a lot of tons of corruption. They will never discuss Basse because Basse Nufanega NPP now. UDP is in Banjul, KMC, and Brikama. Brikama is not part of it because Yankuba Mombokut Sili, Chairman Yankuba Darboe, and we know Yankuba is doing a fantastic job. Yankuba has successfully is implementing the drainage system in Brikama. Do you hear them giving Yankuba credit for that? But they've been talking about Marcel Brikama. Therefore, till him now, Yankuba is addressing that issue head on. Do you hear them giving praise? Fipu, I think that's the right word. We don't want this to happen. Normally, opposition, we should be each other's keeper. But these people, their agenda here was to go after us falsely. Now, yengen am scandal, ngen ko bugo refatal, because some of them have tribal agendas. Anybody call hamne, you are affiliated with another tribe, you are the bag egg. Kale mom defo dara. Yeah, you can scream from Subabengon, but there are a lot of intellectual people with who ñoo xam ne dañ dee xalaat beyond ñooñu dinañ comme man suma maasi man duma wax rek man dama indi logic man dama di intuitive analysis duma just wax mun naa ñëw fii rek man Essa dafa wrong, but I'm basing it on facts, trying to analyze waxi Essa ak kii lu ko wax te kenn mënu ko daaji, because if somebody is telling you go da nga war a gis president, that cannot be a process. Kii moo bëgg nga gis president because Amad Bah tamit dafa bëgg Adama Barrow have a good impression of him so that he can Adama muna wane Amad is a good minister. Gisulo indi na Essa Fall. Essa Fall is going to Sampa Hotel. Ñi yëpp seen interest la ñoo toppa. Essa fell for the trap like this Sobeya guy, think that is something unethical. And this is what we've been saying. This is unethical. So let's book a discourse on this top neck. Violent the defensive. Otherwise, every day, so many of bantaba did not discuss topic. If you guys continue being defensive about this, then I know fee madaji. You cannot go out and try to fool Gambian people. So let's book at this discussion bit day. Let's move on and stop being defensive about it. Because if you try to go and try to defend Essa, I will come here. I'll have time 4 days a week. Because man ñetti platform yi lay operate, not only on TikTok, I'm on Facebook and YouTube. Dina ñëw fi discuss ko. Ken mënul ma stop. Let's agree. Wrongs happen. Morally wrong. Not that dafa am jël duku or whatever. Yes, he invested his money, but he's not the only one. Everybody who wants to invest, that's the rule. Any of us who want to invest in a hotel like this, you want to be given land, you will pay this 5%. A simple business profit will go to him. Yes, they're not employ Gambian, but he's the one who is going to have the lion's share of the profit. The Devajel Halis Gambia government did it. He's just going to be paying tax, just like tough construction. Tough construction. That's not business Gambia. In fact, let's say Mustafa Njai. Yaya Jammeh daf ko bundul hatal be mu dem business in Nigeria. He could have also gone and robbed soldiers with Yaya Jammeh. Why didn't he do that? He had the principle. Kan mo gëna investi dëkk bobu dan Mustafa Njie of tough construction. Kan mo mëna doré sa dena ne yow lu nga investi dëkk bobu nonu is more than tough. Tough Yaya Jammeh def ko sonal. He did the needful mu dem invest in Nigeria because he didn't want to succumb to Jammeh. Hey, nit ki da nga am principle. Suñ ko bëgg wax ñeneen ñi jóg fi di wax. Luta Tough mom tamit mën na dem ci Amadou Samba. Amadou Samba yóbbu ko ci Yaya Jammeh. But dafa gom bopam mu ne you know what man duma def li aduna dafa yaatu mu dem Nigeria invest business am. When the change happened, mu gradually invest. He became more successful in Nigeria because Nigeria has a bigger market than Gambia. Nigeria has a population of over 200 million people. Obviously they have a bigger market. Man luma gëna naxari ci li man ma liggéey investment department handle investment files ma dégg nit yi wax loo xam ne understanduñ ko ñu ngeen ñëw pour mislead Gambia lii mooma naxar lii su fekkee ne environment matter la man musuma liggéey environment su fekkee ne Ministry of Justice la I've never worked there loolu dinaa noppi rek waaye anything with trade finance and investment in Gambia government waxuma la ne man maa gën a am xam-xam ñëpp waaye man tamit am naa tuuti knowledge on how processes work so you cannot come here and try to mislead us because you want to mingle. And so stop being defensive. Because if you are defensive, the more I'm going to discuss this stuff. Every day dina ko laal. Nañ ko stop. Because yen bu Alhaji Ousainou Darboe doomam bi mu ngi diaspora bi fi. Kooku amul jaama si seen loxo. Ngeen call out ko, criticize ko. Ne kooku lu tax ñu ngi ko jox la. And she followed the process. Lu ngeen a wax ne Essa dafa follow process kii tamit loolu doomi Alhaji Ousainou Darboe doomi Gambian la ndax nekkul Gambian because ngeen ne Essa Gambian la xanaa doomi paa bi du Gambian yéen naka ngeen de xalaate doomi paa bi Gambian la dafa dem apply the rules say if you want land go and apply the social security they have a board ñoom ñoo de approve ñooñu suñ ko joxee land ngeen blame ñooñu right now you guys are saying that we should borrow government for what Essa went through. But you people blame Domi Alhaji Ousainou Darboe. Why would you blame her if she applied mu am land? Hey, let's stop this nonsense. Why? Farfarlo be more for the because fukene farfarlo kuneka de munga farfarlo sabo. But let's talk that makes sensible. One rule for one for all. But what is good for the goose should be good for the Gambia because you I Gambian land. bala ma de ñu ne ay esa Gambien la kan mo wax ne esa du Gambien hana doomi Alaaji Sunu Dabo du Gambien hana foreigner la hana esa citizenship is ahead of these people no kooku tam am na right pour apply and dafa follow due process ñu jokko land bi but still ye ngeen ngawti wax bobu fi for 2 weeks ken mënuta am jama tay the same people are going around to say that esa deful wrong is the government so why didn't you also say doomi Alaaji Sunu Dabo deful dara ñu ko jox land bi ñoo def dara because there is no consistency te ma wax leen ko su fekkee ne wax bi Malagen the stories about UDP ñii lu ñoo wax seen plateforme tey kenn du am jaama paa bi dinañ ko sotti lu nekk ñuy wax tey ne esa defu dara ñooy toog di criticize paa bi Gambia fi naxate moo fa nekk and unfortunately it's all revolving around tribalism loolu la we have to be serious okay if Sehu Sedili def wrong keneen def wrong let's call out all of them but they can be the next lamen esa defu dara with the system but you the same people we are the ones criticizing doomi Alaaji Sunu Dabo ak jabaram ne ñooñu waruñoo apply land bi where does it stipulate in the laws of the Gambia ne sa papa su nekk president vice president waruloo apply land can anybody bring it out there is nothing in the criteria which says that sa papa su nekk minister waruloo apply land if that was there and this is why Alaaji Sunu Dabo when he spoke in Barcelona mu ne su fekkee ne jabaram ak doomam dañ def loo xam ne àndut ak loi te Barrow government can bring that out su demee Gambia dina wax jabaram ak am dellu kër gi lu mu wax leer na di mu ne if at all they have done something illegal dina la wax ne ñu dellu kër gi te I'm sure he was going to do that so this is the dilemma so I'm going to be done in this topic right now ma move to the Barrow government all right why next edition we will monitor the discussions online if they want to be defensive I will bring this topic again mun na ñoo wax man tam ma wax because ñëpp am platform fii and it is going to let the discussion carry on but you cannot be just defensive and you taking us as fools so su nekk su suñu side ñun is wrong su nekk seen side yéen madam Mr. Perfect and Madam Perfect yéen doo leen dee musa wrong yéen lu ngeen def rek dafa correct loolu how does it make sense amul képp anybody ko am na kenn koo xam ne du dee juum Alaaji Sunu Dabo def dee juum te xanaa ëllëg sax dina juum nit la ku nekkaa dee juum man Sehu Sedili dinaa juum démba juum naa ëllëg dinaa juum because nit la nekkuma malaayka waaye fii kan moo perfect so now I am going to talk about the Barrow's government. Esa, the first part of his interview, I agreed with most of the things that he said, particularly the draft constitution, Barrow enabled. He was spot on. The fact that Barrow corruption enabled, that's fine. We all agree. I don't have a problem with that. And that's the reality of the situation. Right now, for the next 2 weeks, they will be focusing on Banjul. We have to brace ourselves for that, UDP members, and that's right. But right now, there's a bigger scandal in government. Look at a country where Accountant General's office reportedly canceled 68 checks amounting to 68 million. Yeah, cancel. Niye cheko nyin cancel amanya na kasla. But he called castay. Jumale wo 68 million of cash. Nanata lonna maybe funim barola ban sekunda botaji. Ñunu call buka diam. Right now, Gambia la basketball dindi ngol melta da Guinea. Ikoy travel ta inim boso le tata boso accident oso silokan. Biri wala accident oso I koronta tan mo dole gomsa bopola platform call ka foji. Kunum. Now itata ghetto arrange wali. You see how this government plays with the lives of the Gambian people. Comment this irresponsible government. How they played with the lives of our babies, 66 babies. Dindin taworo ni woro. Hey, tenyina la utopikola. Dindin taworo ni woro. Wale fata nyi mansa kunda kalabante obulu. wala alfa hansa ni torobe siri ñi masa ko nda sino 1.6 billion wala spenta to the accountant generals e malon ko dota dami kalabante ya membe ñi man sekunda ate nana nga fo janne ko administratively yaya jammela man sekunda is far better than this man sekunda nana ta human rights violation ola yes ñi man sekunda la fisata aya jamme nte bu ko mo nakari even though baro fanan diningol fatale mol baramata faraba mol fata je yes but you cannot compare level of human rights violation on the jame to baro government wallahi nte ko kamola lela nte la politico I like to do clean politics in as much as I don't agree with Baro, but in but apart from that, ya jamela man sekunda la fisata ñun man sekunda at all levels. Administration, ya jame EU summit host Gambia. Ala jiba kata ñami. Compare it to this OIC. This OIC was a failure. Millions you all spent on these OIC vehicles. After ya tala ñotema. Okay? Ima NPP ako it's not Gambia government's responsibility to take basketball. So whose responsibility is it? So you telling me it's not Gambia government responsibility to take Scorpion, Biri Kadafinkola, Biri Woldundi or plane or Ale Mantaben, the flight midpoint flying out in land. The minister got involved Bakari Baji. Almol Dahandi Dukare, NPP atol Kalabante ya drunk Albeola Nimasakuna. Wala na Gambian all Nyantanala together, Nimasakuna Furi Moboniji. What happened to the 68 million? Kekol cancelled, but they got cash. Sunya remember Gambia is scary. Tapalaya member Gambia. Baro doesn't care about corruption. Go Baro from a corrupt tale. You know better corrupter. Hey, Ahmad Ba, look at Ahmad Ba right now. Ahmad Ba before me becoming a minister. Look at Ahmad Ba sign. Adi Baro Jide, Baro be nyame. Even this land issue, Kalilu Wage is involved. There's one Indian. Esa because Esa la quale more over soro, but there are other people, not only Esa involved in land court or Malagani. For most of them, Domo Indian or you Indian, you got different names or use. Even the corral sikale ba dila la reserve lands. And when you reserve land all, Jana commission you reserve land of nga wala tin na fon Esa man nyana dabula la reserve land of bring atata jeko nyimu reserve land all ti Esa nyanta withdraw. Because Jana commission your sister, the sister commission. It was first established by the president before the TRRC. Who was doing investigation. So, in India, no, nata tolale. Atefanam dunda land jamale kono Gambia. Kalilu wage. Ye monopolistic right lady Kalilu wagela. Ka bagasol samanan dulinol most of these food items ya diatella. Senegalese business tycoon. But Kalilu wage wala ka NPP finance ani banisiso. Me alongo nawekla tulo yo for monopoly diatel. How can this country progress? Nandu, we are all in the Indian authority. And Ikaka different names will use. But today, if I'm criticizing Nandu, you think Sobeya people will have an issue? No, they will be happy that we are criticizing Nandu. We are criticizing Kaliluwage. But they also went through the same process. They also had the same influence because Kaliluwage, we motole sika adi barola. Baro famala ya fode. Baro be siri moto kono. Ako jinga moto bi. Ki moma ko way. Moto bu expo la ani Senegalese body. That video is there. Wala na baro ya fango dundi tapale ku jamale kono. Baro ya fango le indict. Baro la kolbe la rin kenebal do bi ko fango le kanaka diam. Yalon baro la na rabe moto kono ako ki moto bu expo la majo. You are a president. Somebody is giving you a car. You think that person will give you a car for free? Of course, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. That's why, you know what? That is the level of what? Corruption in Barrow government. Well, that's why inflation is rising. Upsurge in inflation. Cost of living is on the rise. Because near Bagaso, the competition of Mansoto, the consumers suffer. Economic analysis. Consumers pay the burden of this monopolistic rights in businessman. Abemunim politicality. Barrow. And in Barrow Bafang entrenched Kandi. Look at this morning in Usienu Bojan Hanisai a bit language in Gale. Sukuta Jaban traffic light, yo PIU official memfaji, iko allegedly Usienu Bojan network. I'll be surprised if Usienu Bojan is convicted. Because yo fonan kele Ibrahima Gorgui Sankare me alon ko kabala fala PhD la India bang. Because ibe alon ne ko barola ni mon sekunda ate labanna so de be ifangol be position ke image Tangara otat o international appointment of yalo wolu nyamental Tangara is gone. Nani Ibrahima Silla wolle be tala kalabante yala jeni barola ban sekunda boyte na be boy nyola. But ni modol wolu nyamental they will try to position themselves in other area because yalo ko barola man sekunda is at the end. Ni lamin cham wol men kato molu disrespect la kada ni nabro Ibrahima Silla wolu itolte doku do nyine la de itolbe tala ni minister yalla ni lume na baro boy da prim ini baro boy nyol bari ndalla banko ka membe je nyanta di amala corruption wol tapale ya ni Gambia banko. Look at this. Alnane banko jumale, you go and give ID cards outside just the territory of the country. Gambia, if you go out of Gambia, it's just the passports that the people should use. What benefit would be to a Gambian living in Gabon with a Gambian ID card? Tell me. Because neither Gabon, it's not a Gambia passport also. But they are giving ID cards to people because they are trying to mekuma fola UDP ngoli. Elections are not rigged on the day. But you don't also mess up your chance on the day. Alena komola moy. Wala nanga fale ko. Ni nyo sabo me Facebook auto. Alenga bola. You don't mess up your chance on the day. Ikela chance tinya dula janet. Nin tolbe jan modol be ni kalanta yala social media. They think that is what was going to give us come fongol lenene. Barola na man sekunda be tapale ya bella pour que ni election sunya. Nothing else. Behind this issuance of ID cards, but what can they do? Need at a court, even when I sambal a court about these ID cards. Only thing the opposition should make noise. But Gambia opposition will make a killinti. Gambia opposition will take no killinti, ni supportal damal when you against law. Ndolunga try jan UDP, na media teamo, na TikTok media group, wallahi nga efforts ke jan. Ngatanyu la platform otol ni ka kacha. Bari buka mo frosé ni mo man la fi na ke kiloti na ke la kiloti al nana ke jele tul kana na platform auto malad len fali ameran dol man fayda soto I could have avoided going to this platform because Bantaba is bigger than these platforms. They know that. Bantaba, I'm alone here, over 200 people watch me. It will even have a panel discussion or sort of sometimes they will have 50 people, 60 people watching them. All right? But you know why? Because we want unity. But they will never come here. And I'm not bothered. In another jala bambas be life later bambas. Ida maleka interaction tema. Because imalafina. Imalafika affiliate with us. They just say it by mouth. It's not in their hearts. Negotiation holy. Hey Gambia, we have a problem. Defan nehrengane ñu yeb Gambian lañ. Ñu yeb bena lañ. That's the easiest to say. But you don't look ibuka practice ika reservation le soto wala nan tol fanang ninga UDP nga you go to some of these platforms itele yake bari atute famul because momo mi fansun kebalde but respect is earned, respect is not given. Let me make that clear. Respect yako jox sa bopa ni mo bu kadi la korra kono every day te kada la korra kono nyande fanjalalde isala ngo nyimmal la fi nay la kayro ite natema ni dada ya sinya klim fula saba hani lum kilinga namana ne jibe e fana be singo mutalorat yen karandi walla ma adot but ni ko together unity abe kose alale because ni supporters sol damal be ñu attack la bringing assets ko keta jang niti dañu warona mandu ya harbor assets ya fonko bari dedet say kon dolo man ñana diam la ñing scandalola folen ko ber Well, some people had political agenda. You had political agenda when you were talking about the Jame assets, right? Did you forget? And NPP enjoying this. Sadly. Because I want to spend much of my time and talk about Barrow. So, our thoughts and prayers are with them. But Gala, you do go bale soto. Gala, you do go bale soto. So you go Gala a timeline on the Nyula, and that protest was successful because international media from my cover. And on Gala nyanta continue to be an oversight on our public institutions, not only central government, even local government. I will support that. Local government ni momo in June keje Galankolu nyanta funtila demand for accountability. Gala should just be like Yanamar of Senegal. But Ali Nafika ya jibe, mena Nafika ya do follow. Recently, iko munati na politician all tata Gala la protest because ibe Yankuba Daba, kiama Yankuba Daba bole gara wale kam. Inte dina touch ya hifi. Wahbi yep lu Yankuba dem si Gala protest mole nahar. But when the leader of Honorable Marisok and the SFL tata Gala la first protest, Yalong Gambian day, this is what I don't have patience for. I don't have patience for hypocrisy. These people sometimes they take us as fools. Esa fal ninta for demba sabale man for jangako next time you will funta be arrest la man pumito. But did we hear rhetoric like politicians should not join Gala protest? If anybody, there was no protest. But because UDP members went to the second one, now they said Gala should not encourage politicians to join. You guys are not serious. But you didn't make the same comment when Marisok went there and SFL, just because they are not UDP. Are you guys serious? Chairman Yankuba Dabo has every right to go. Yankuba Dabo activist quality. Yankuba Dabo, Chairman Yankuba Dabo, very activist that most of you were not even concerned about Gambia. Yankuba was in London here, Kata protest. Most of you talking and ranting on TikTok, you chose to be quiet. When Yankuba Dabo was going, Kata protest London. Birim Barowe Sila. Even walkie-talkie, Baroye may use, Yankuba will arrange. Most of these people were nowhere to be seen. No one had their voices. You know, this is what can frustrate me. Today they are questioning why Yankuba Dabo went to the Gala protest. Who the hell are you people to stop Yankuba Dabo going to Hana Yankuba do Gambian? Does that make Gala compromise? If Nene Fredo Gomez goes to Gala, what is the problem in Nene Fredo Gomez going to Gala? What's the problem in MC Cham going to Gala? Are they not Gambians? Cho Kek Sane is part of PDOS. Hypocrisy. You know what? I can spend the whole day to expose these people. Kek Sane, is he not part of PDOS? Kek is in the forefront of Gala. Munandina, look at time of Wahulan, the politician should not join. Is Kek Sane not a politician? Shame on all these people. Kek Sane was part of Gala. Alaji Kurang, remember you Manyalate? He's part of Gala. Is he not part of PDIS? Just because Kiamar Yankuba Dabo Tataji, they went to TikTok. Ha Gala then were oitu. Gala nkol nyanta kiafo lale. Nyim politician. For Mama de Kuram manke politician. Hana Mama de Kuram do politician. Hana Kek Sane do politician. Hey, Gambia, Lord, this country is a joke. Hamga nitki balanga wa denga wara helat. But you talk with emotions. You are not more of Gambians than UDP. And this is what needs to sink in your heads. Manzumane kon Gambia, madam si Gala protest. I would go. Because I do protest here in UK. Most of you now ranting, Bugala don't like a contribution, sir. They did not even contribute financially. When we say protest here in the diaspora, you will never see them. But these are the people. Some of them were even ridiculing Gala protest. These people are not serious. They only made this to go. How can you make condescending remarks like that? They only presented a petition. What do you expect them to do apart from presenting a police petition? But what have you done apart from the rant on TikTok? I'm sure you did not even send any dime to Gala to say, let's help them to buy water. Most of them who are criticizing them, did you even send them €20 or $20 or £20? This country is a joke. We have to be serious. E jitale ba osa mbota esala topico to imagine 163. Dolbe polantero te vela American. Te man na jam kan time of spend because the Gambia kole can see them. But I have enough of this in defensive position. Doko Mamadi Kurang is not voted. Mamadi Kurang is part of PDIS. Yale ite man kalamuta. Ite man kalamuta. If you said politicians should not be part of this, if somebody is part of a political party, whether you are voted or not, how do you separate the two? Na NPP nga friend me Gambia, I feel like text kina. Ako seho, I'm listening to you. This is why I like you. Yes, I'm not part of UDP. I'm part of NPP. But definitely, whenever I listen to your program, you make a lot of sense. Sometimes UDP is treated unfairly by some of, even in the opposition. The things that they will allow other opposition to do, when UDP does it, they will make noise. And you are right. The first protest, other opposition went there, they did not complain. But immediately Chairman Yankuba Dabo showed up at this process, they started saying politicians should not be part of. You know, this is not, thank you, my friend. Nimona friendly, na MPP nga friend, but I'm judiciously, aka bantaba follow religiously. Sometimes I afananga silo bula la itani silado, but be I tonya for. But sometimes I kalabante yake. All right. Nana rabarola kuola se fasa rock. But imagine I tonya for this time. And I was shocked when I heard people complaining, oh, why should politicians be involved in this? And India mo be ni afore UDP la nyowa. Hey, alinga UDP ngolanga serious. Most of this rhetoric, ninyo politician imantara is a coded language. They are talking about UDP. Because the Alalan Toludema, the first one, in the prominent UDP mol mantaje. But politician or tata jele? It will leader tata jele sobeya. For Demba Sabali, you are threatening, which I condemn. Demba Sabali have no damn right to threaten anybody. You might have Demba Sabali to have more threatening, no? But it's the hypocrisy. You guys are not consistent. You need to be consistent. Politicians have right to attend protest. Yes, politicians should not be part of the leadership of Gala. Gala should be independent. Executive, they should be independent. Therefore, that's my position. But you cannot say when Gala call up for protest, if you are in UDP, you should not go there. I can be in UDP and support Gala because I'm a Gambian. So you know not politically. Why Gambia, the level of polarization of our politics is over the top. Honest, many of them will conclude that this is where the critical phase of our democracy. Gambia is at a crossroad. The earlier we try to be sensible and see Gambia and come together as an opposition, the better. But if you guys choose to continue with this path, where you will continuously hammer UDP, we will not sit on rest on our laurels. Be rest assured, you fire, we will fire back. And we will use our knowledge. We will use our intellect for counter. So now la fidanga ke kilinti. Alinga focus barokan. Mavol go ni UDP go nyaka sudu no luke. Yes, let's criticize. But the same way if sobeya anybody said, let's come together and criticize. But they can't go kere tia yabe mala, kere yabe mala, tia yate mala. Now mani goal. Ning UDP ngole kuke, alien hauti jang. Aliemol butcher you, butcher us, you try to do all sort of rhetoric. But when it is at your doorsteps, alkal kanal nengole diandi jang. Kan mo gena neex lamin fi. Ñun yépp am gémé. Mbele nga da soto jang. Te ken gënu da smart ken fi. Moma smart mo to jang. Ye alaje I 5 common senses the hadama dingola. Momo latila 5 common senses use so you can use it. Nobody is smarter than anybody here unless you just want to be lazy. Alay 5 common sense ay hakilo men dina ay hakil kilo de hadama dingo bela. Mol ka use nyame wala ka fata. Dolby they want to be lazy. They don't want to think outside the box. Yalon se use dile alay so kukilina. Nga fale ko ngana time otale de. Bi a video dole kinyaram. Ngeleta. Ngo se use de algata rek. Dega dina feñ. Suma waxe dara. Dama de jël suma time de. This afternoon, somebody sent me a video. Somebody is talking about issues that I have been talking about on Bantaba, but now people are seeing the reality, and they will see it. They cannot time to back it. Muka jump, do they jump sit. But nim fundet and go, in the end you will see it. Because the manager is time. And more is gonna come out. Fee can do food fee. Ya moment ke toileti. For the moment after funkela toilet. So now the line will be open on UDP line Bantaba. And the moment after call kela. I think I've seen 4 requests here. But in assist ngamera nyindon TikTok le wo selendi. Mbari ndingo membe Sweden ngamera itela request because namanete join ka Jay ngamera ite TikTok le selendi de mangara. Jay Jindi because you are self by mistake. Yeah, mbari ndingo self by mistake. Farsen sabale bismillah. Abubakar ite mute la bang. Abubakar for Abubakar lomba. Okay. Farsen sabale bismillah.
Seku.
Ebe nyadi.
Bele janka ende jive kandiri ya start.
Abaraka mbe kandire nede.
Ay nyanta kandilan.
Wolom.
Nyimbanko la kuwa mo buka fo yetara sumu yari.
He nyimbanko la kalabante o hon ya fo se nyimbanko ga siada bak.
Nyimbanko hani sumu ya bela ni dun katela kumo fo la drom fo yekan.
Fazende balon dol nimbaro nabe laban na nyamende.
Nabe laban na andu laban ko doro. Seku follow mba follow ya baraka. Bayri ndo kula abaraka. Bado bato akado kula sa indile bayri njoro won tolte joro wala bar alale ka joro ke hada madingo buka joro.
Wow, mutonyaji.
Ala min ka joro ke alama ala ejo.
Amin ya rabbi.
Wallahi seku feo fembote bala alama ala barako ke la.
Allahumma amin.
Nga sifo ngetine do moy lota Gambia alama ala loli.
Amin ya rabbi.
Ala so UDP man sakunda ala kembe nyala.
Allahumma amin.
Ken kendo nyala teben kambe alama ala yo sabati di UDP.
Allahumma amin.
Bari seku ngami reta kamili kumandi ko ngake kiliwoti. Ninketa sobe yatu woli man na puruka Gambia bondi baro bulu wol natala puruka UDP le bondi
ha ila UDP le damage la
wala problem o mo woltide woli man baro jede wolu la ko be mu UDP le kantu naba nyama bi atol comment sakunda min be siri nga bukata dole fanan comment sakunda min be siri nga bukata ngani atol be mu mira kilimo le
tonya
atol nyanta tarra ko kilina atol nyanta tarra ngan yakiri
tonya
barni atol la kontanoje atol kal nimbil mu mira kilingoti ikuma be foka wolle la karo
tonya
andi ka UDP je biri nyim last protest o min keta manke nyindongoti before nyindongo min keta fo esa fanyol tata jani marso fo demba sabali o ko kontol bele biya mutawala
ndol vo kam vada demba sabali kamale
pata esa bari maje bi itolbe kawo oppositional min be garwale
kayankubale garawale di ibe yanku
seku imam min lo yankuba o mo fatale birin sayla fatilo boy wabala do ko la wayala hajo lelo
tonya
fati amira yankuba be nyili dan kulale yankuba e luwale karam andu yankuba ya lo ne banku dimo nyanta lole la banko e daminto
tonya
ay nyin tamin ke nyin dulato amanta je ko birkama area council la kiyama ne mati Gambia di yale atina tata je
tonya
andi kamin fam foten ko gala nyanta fintila local government ko mili bije e nyanta ko alinga kuninga fahamu nga kalamuta gala mantara mo kunnoma ibe bankole noma nyimman sakundari wolu bunda i mantara maralin banko be la fengole be maralin tundol le la fengole
tonya
bini yankuba dabo e kuka manyan na min kela West Coast be la nyanta fintila yela ni ku yayi tandiji woto ni tol yaaje ko na nyimman sakundari wolu nin tinyaro keta damili to ina minan gala kumandi la fati milila na fulo kasara taje milila nyanto ka sarata je fo wonte finti la ba
ha
nakata bir ka banjun ko le finti milbe ni rohi mari kilole tinyaroke na jarta finto la rohi be marali milila na mole be finti rohi ni na minni nyin adunta min tol gala ka finti ka minni ni ka banko be la kola yaya jammela fengolu banko be le tabu dindingol mili fata tundu o tunda dindingo bijere Gambia be la dindingol le fata ha kodo mi leka kasara banko dingol be le tabu o kodoti ha Gambia mo manke toreti mol kala mutatale min mankara min karanta bele en na nyantolom bi mo lafta mol yenene ibetale nene
tonya
nko seku ni e safar kalo kay tandi mol lako jammela tengol mu fensi fa fulal
nde wole nde jahale ako fensi fa fulal
to jahale nyindum fay yakiti ele kabayna ta afoko finally ñille mu jambe taati ñilmu banko talati
aha
fo sai itata la fay jambe la tawol londi banko kan tun to ma o kala ko
no yalo esa la support la problem is il a vida ñin ko de dala leta de dala no you understand it? Because if men for be for it doesn't make sense ka foko ñimu dali quality bol kada president oje ye wole folofo so be iko it is part of the process. Ni more after investment okay, a certain amount, you must see the president, which is a lie. That's a lie. They're not doing investment department. The woman sort of. More ya for man tonya for. You know. Yo. Yeah. 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 Ye jamela fengolu ita ya kisi ro kala ban faya je ko nyin dongol beemu jamela ta bar nyin dongol beemu banko ta ani yalon jane commission of ya fole ko wodla e nyanda murundi la nyamale before jamele nyin falindirol keje so esa nyin be long esa fo manyana sonna ka dunyin korra ko fon kono because atemo lead council leti and abe prepare ni ala dia mo fon korosi amad bale kay ko he ila nyin betata tayta president oje because ye trapole setae ila taka dunda kono ite karantale iko na kodojo be para mala fika kodojo bar birim baro kay ko kodojo ay kodojo nim baro ma fa ay kodojo ate kodojo la exactly yeah exactly yeah
won bantale molle kala mutata silan sembete man saburu tembo mu ban ko di wolle tati
yeah
ni ata adama barola diamula kalan tango doli moy biri nyingala moli fintita ba fa nyin ko nyanta jibere kelala president man nyanna sonna nyingi protest e ke jam ko tenke kan tu nyin ka problem ole sambana ha nyin fa be mu UDP le
yalo pasen dole UDP golle barada ko ku Gambia ko UDP
Gambia be mu UDP le Gambia be mu UDP le kan tu bibi la kala ni ku be banko kay ko al banko la ko pati fu ka wata kan tu moni UDP kam manta wata
tonya
moni UDP la informanta moni UDP la kono manta moni ikamin kanin doram wala mu nyinti ko banko di wal ko baroye ji no to tata malla fi man sayna ko te kamin be nyim banko baraka tambita mu fulala banko be la kamanto
tonya
na constitution mu ko wala be je ya londi ma londi wala bi je malla fi man sayem mara ko te ka tambita mu fulala barola tamu fula wala kana si sanjitan
wallahi
nindi wolu bili fata mu ne kete la kuoto na banko na flo impact gala nyanta min fa be nyinin kay ma be nyinin ka
yeah
imabe nyinin kan na ba min Chinese sol bili bije malla fiye taraje ye bote
bari farsen ajibe nyin indiano nandu mebe esala nyin lan ko yale ye landi nyin indiano fanana wo indiano korra jamala ditala nin kalilu wage itol fama bebe nyin scandalo kono
o indiano fa ko ka different tolle
aka different tolle di
no seku Gambia tinyatale ngela diamula do moy wo ka foko ye hako boy ndinye de seku kan fi nyim platform kuma bu jaw bu ka foje bar ko fota nyam yi ka fo wala nya bayri ngala o di la waya ko president o man nyanna sonna ni moli min finta ni be mo kulubali kense wolle eseku ko NPP ko nyante hakilo tulalen ko wo kube duniya ko
akabanne
mo jamale fintita nyindula andungi be fintita banko la pola
yeah
mo man nyanna sila ka fo kon ka president wala support ni malo be mi fola foy ka ali falle ben ta nyindula
yes
ni manke fondin keli na mate ali falle ben ta nyindula
yeah
woto mi ni koy ka musole kiti ndi kantu musole be kiti bu moto kay barole ne
ya fengele fang jojo ya sentence le for 40,000 ika nyanda wala jola
40,000
waranta ha kasot
ko yaje to sai ni mo do ka finti ka nyin ka fobe warali nyami Gambia di ko bele be nyin ka fo
wo fo yo ko do jole fang
yo ita ka finti ita koy ka wolle ne no Gambia di wala ali nga kuni ngali ngalo mimbe kerin yaje man sakilinte Gambia bannano bankun ton kontol be jammin to seku ikaman salle falin ni e carte fayiye ila tam folo banta tam fulanja mo ya nyini ni la ko e nyafa ya dila barni o bante ka dole fu na Gambia di wol fontol man la fi kayra la bank fontol man la fi mbadi ya man saya bank man la fi mbarin ken warantan dingol warantan ken warantan fal warantan fangolu man la fi tol ya man saya bank ni momin na tan tol ka fako baro is here to stay
kane dangu yala ye disendine fo ya jame ko ya jame mantaba ngatatal kane
abala ka watala ni ku ya watta Gambia dingol ali nga kalamuta UDP ko lumbe nim folali ali nga ke kilingoti ngan kuma fandi mimun na do poti nga woke
wallahi
ende male e ka UDP ko le jemil ka diamun tanga ala tentu ilande se ite jele de no opposition won attack la mo
no ito level ya dati de ito level ya dati
ni attack alon ko ibatate budul andu janni wo fango be kena yika koto kila kan ani te se ko fango ni sobe ya wallahi ya kila jelle kino mako
ngom pasita birim pasite kamale wotu ngolom fadankane katajam pasitale
monu batata le silang
fasen jani bitala rek yamera nit ñi esala ni malegen ya ñi kibaros fo alaji usenu dabole nu ite yamera ko be kala nu ñaadi
ani den be bola TikTok antu kuma tetar se ko aji be ban iko ñen na fengolu iba fala ko Amadou Sa molu no bar Gambia dingo molu fanke la platform mo yele ibuke mira alale ibuke mira kilala ibuke mira ko nim fata kilinne bitanna din ko kono ikatara life dunia bebe la moyle ka Amadou Sa ne le umasa ika ko usenda bo ngani niso ni ye usendi
idara niso ho wonde talla ya sambe la platform
niso ne tande usenda Gambia e munali nga Gambia di wala nga Gambia je dunia bitakanne bare seku mbedi ya wala opposition wal tanay mili Gambia je mebe fa de ma family nata nyo kelo la de mili Gambia je seku modi e nyaayele baake de baro na la modu ibe tinyaro lalde ko ajele ko refugee center ka wala lo mun refugee ku kana ni ane ka refugee center do Gambia ibe dulali maintenance la ibe mun ko toli maintenance la koy kana mo le giandi je miliyalo ko wal mun ku kana nan na man ke kana dunta se ko itama lo ko carte fay ka tarkerin Gambia ali kalo la ko nali kono tamir ba ka tamar ka je jindi balol la ka jon waka jonki mun kamma because dun tam defa nga ali kalo long sebu ila korna kono jindi balol la ka jonki carte fay lu na mo ko so mamu carte fayti tabiro ka ke woli yala fo fano ila filakela carte fay lu the same thing fayti amira carte fay lu sate din juma banku din juma le be la korda bula le kata al kalo ya do moro
fatena alla broda nfango la broda adiam tala koten kede yala kibaro shinni malaika ko ito leni election mo gagner le foko bam adiam tala koten kede
bari be la do ko la seku ikawon rafiji bu wol mindi da dum tamol le kanaje nyabe la ngeji be kay bitabe ibe ID card sambala mol ye banta
bi mola la kibaro shindima ako ani mole be diam kan ako ko UDP ngol ke fongol batan din tol gagner tala foka bam
ya banta ima wondo mo fanamo Boy min ke di campaign manager.
Ha.
Mi alon ko be da kuma fayol la jumale be odanko. Kaka kiyang ako kiyang ko nali yano aliya alali fanda handa aliya ka barola kanta atol ya carte di barola ma di barola baro.
Ay wala foko tenge.
Ay wala fo kiyang ko.
Wala nango fa sa jade be blare Gambia no al nga pare nga vote defend.
Billahi wallahi tallahi andu ñini kam min mira. Wallahi ñini kam min mira wote kala.
Yeah.
Kede na fayta ci min ko nya ko no moman kuno woto ta Gambia di ngolle bulu carte fayta tilimo anin to nya kono yaadi adama barola ni anu yaadi ala fo sanji keme woma motora hani fenna tay ku kilin ton sa wala no ko len kam fonyo ni dia mo fa o fenti ye na man ke
batala
wala kam fonyo dia mo la
abaraka fatsen
o wi ta Gambia man ta mo kurandila
yeah.
man ta hani fere skola ta dila mo la mi be dai skora ja
yeah
ma fa mi be Gambia bar wallahi Gambia di ngol ye dofta fo baro winta toli min bijang folo atembali lan na Gambia tani nala hanni ko idem falale mbitale yem faye mbade na sati
abaraka
na Gambia tala anda ten frescol dilan na mbem fonyola diamo la banko ya be puchi paja
Henry Gomez la ko ma be puchi paja la
ya be puchi paja o men ken la hajo mani mo to sense aballe photo fin diaspora be bar mani mo to
ya bodon de so inshallah ya
san namba mai na andu hanni nyemuro mo wuli tanneti til woti nyemuru kilimbe o nyini laye
okay baraka fa
won jama be wala nyama bar seku da Gambia malo opposition wala mi be duma ye wuli e do ko kede barona la mo be tinyaro lalde
ya
kuru ya lalde
ya
be la ferol di da kan andum carte bu ka sunya carte faylu
carte
ka sunya le janni carte fayu be ski
tonya yeah abaraka ba ke fatsen sabali na colleague ngalon ne ko Malagen jani bita bambasia Malagen yes safero kare for the first time nearest report okay ko as Malagen we usually do not return to social media to defend our stories and this is very rare because esala interview le nyimbe so it's not only us, even Malagen for the first time have responded to SFL. You need to put your act together. Because Malagen has written a lot of investigative journalists here. You never see them responding. They did the Republic. You didn't see anybody. They didn't. But now they are forced to respond to SFL because SFL is accusing them. Malagen did not do due diligence. He said it on his interview. So let me welcome Bambas. Bambas, Bismillah. Thank you.
Yeah, bro, because this is really unfortunate.
Yeah.
You are quite right. Because Malagan, they have done so many investigations, regarding to issues
yeah.
But not at once. Then Malagan, they story defend just because, ila story ka funny and ka debunk. For the first time.
Yeah.
Story different. It means ila story mean ilata la and sources all fane ilata sources all understand. So nyala ngamo ezala ko Malagen mistake wo kele even that the dimension and then from area nyum fanang is not in the bats and wildlife area la I will be for that. So Malagen mistake will be move further than Malagen got that wrong. So probably Malagen is coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So moving on, I think you are a Japanese and Bopa. The Japanese and Bopa Monekane. Nine by mini debate on this, mini was is and helat, you talk with the Yaga, story become dinner them. Why should you make a feeling to defend the justifications you have and I'm a film? Because
comme ni ko waxee man dégg naa fii nii man dégg naa seen plateforme gars yi di wax ne this is a norm emuñ ci foofu noonu de ñu ne tamit this is part of the proceeding. That
is a lie. I will categorically say whoever said that, say who said it, I will say it live. That is a blatant lie. There is a blatant lie. Yeah.
Because they are always, pushing the post. So you have so they are just constantly defending themselves and changing their position. Because you also want to Lee is a norm. No, it's a procedure. How many in fact, Lee is normal. Is a due process because office of the president, under the office of the president, there is this investment unit. Okay, let's talk about this investment unit for a moment. This investment unit, can you create? Yaya Jammeh.
Yeah.
Yaya Jammeh created this.
Yeah.
When the coalition government came, they abolished this investment unit under the office of the president. Who UDP get from the government? Adama Barrow andiko what? Imoko Japale Lumturati when the former minister of finance Lumturati
Mamborenjai.
Mamborenjai brought this unit again back to the office of the president.
Yeah.
Why let water unit be more wrong in the first place? Because why do we have GAIPA? Why do we have Ministry of Trade?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the role of these two institutions? GAIPA is responsible for investment.
Yeah.
Ministry of Trade, of course, you have a unit where those that are responsible for investment.
No, if Bambas, let me help you. Before the establishment of GAIPA, when I was at the ministry, the investment unit was under Ministry of Trade. Okay. But bring GIPSA established that which transform it to GAIPA. So Ministry of Trade now, that portfolio has moved to GAIPA. So trade doesn't handle investment anymore. It's GAIPA's responsibility because there is the rest government institution. So transformation like that. But it doesn't make sense. Yes, it is true that there's an investment unit under the office of the president, the permanent secretary, under the permanent secretary. But Bambas, at what point did ESA even meet with that permanent secretary? Because if this is a technical issue, he never met with the permanent secretary. He went straight to see the president.
Thank you. Even if he went through that unit,
yeah,
he would have gone through the permanent secretary,
yeah,
or the secretary general, or whosoever is responsible for that unit, but not the president per se. Why ESA the you want the mom? The president will let them. That was clear.
And Bambas, Yalong, at no point did ESA say, and in Barros Italy, they look at the project design in terms of the benefit to the state, how much this is going to generate jobs. The conversation and in Barrow Minnesota, Barrow could go and pay. So this has nothing to do with the project itself. Just go and pay.
There was nothing like process.
Because if ESA was going to discuss the substance of the project, he should have gone to the technical experts at the office of the president. And in permanent secretary, you see your project designer, your kachasato, your very informative. Yalong platform there, yalong bamba time for I don't want to waste my time on this sort of. No, Yalonte, I'm not gullible. You cannot tell me that this is a norm and you say it's a process, because I will tell you where does it say on the investment regulations that when you are an investor you should go and see the president. But when they say this, the comments fly because somebody is not going to challenge you intellectually. I would challenge you intellectually. I'm not gullible.
You know, using that unit to abuse and of course investment in our office. And how?
Yeah.
Investor whatever deal
yeah.
We have seen the likes of what's the name of the other man again? They don't even put them to a tender. It's because of the IML influence through that unit.
Yeah.
So that makes that unit itself fraudulent. That unit itself is fraudulent. So if you are here trying to justify using that fraudulent unit
And you're not even putting yourself...
No, but again, you see, we are here on a platform. Until we talk sense, we look at intuitively. Let me ask you a question. If something is part of a process, okay, why would Ahmad Ba then suggest to ESA go and President Defawara Gisli? How many you think they are talking to dummies?
He doesn't have to.
They think they are talking to dummies. We are not dumb here. We use our brains, because if something is a process, then ESA would have said, okay, the process says I should see the president. Yeah, I will go. When can I have see the president? Naturally, that would have been a question. But he said, Limon Bahna, the president, Dengawara Gis president. Dengawara Gis Moy, it is by discretion, it's not something that is part of the process. So how can people go in such a naive way? Kavoko, this is a process. It's a lie. If anybody says it's a process, challenge me on a debate, and I will tell you it's a lie. It is not part of the process. Kavoko, you have to go and see the president.
And in fact, there is this point, in fact, Jamale applied, but he had the it's because of Esala influence at the time.
Yeah, he was a lead counsel. Yeah, that leveraged him a lot.
He used that influence of his through the minister and went to the president.
Yeah.
He just used his influence, and that is what makes it wrong.
No, but yalo, one of their supporters came here, Dudu Boy. In fact, he used to be my national. Yala Diamomela, Teko, is an ethical issue. He agreed. Okay, some of them are sensible. He admitted that it's an ethical issue. Yes, it's not corruption. It's not something that is illegal, but it's an ethical issue. Okay, so and that's what we are talking about. It's a moral issue, because Menina Bayek and Gambia, you rob soldiers with powers that be president and minister, and you use your influence as lead counsel. You go and get something quick. It was done for you. Went and pay. So when those people realize that you have a political agenda, they pull the plug off. Baro pull the plug off. Because Baron knows that he nyabala sira malakam, and he pulled the plug. If Esa was not in for presidency by now, ala business of a Romland, right? They would have given it to him.
Exactly. So presently, I'm gonna put the rap of the dana. What I'm because I've had this. I'm going to go Sobia the Malcolm Beijing for Hande. I will Sobia part of the Malcolm for, but I've heard it from Esa Damfa, NPB la some called Dora. Esa Damfa now where I can be argument for Uncle Gala. Will concentrate on the corruption under the how to call it the central government, but instead in local government But here's the thing: Gala petition on they don't even follow. I come back home, man. For Kenyala Bidiba need to the Strino Jubila, or need to pull the Molekitro Bidiba Mala. Because Gala petition on Miniala, you only submit. One of the petition was submitted to the Galga. Galga, everybody knows that code. Galga is the Gambian local government association. Right? All these local governments are under Galga. Right?
Yeah.
So, the petition on the Galga, what is about the local government? So, what else you want?
No, you know why they are look, Bambas, you know why they're emphasizing on local government? It's because of UDP.
Oh my God. I know.
If UDP did not control any of this local government, they would not even be bothered about it. So
exactly.
We know that. We know.
So the thing is, when they are scrutinizing these things, when they are analyzing these things, they with rationale.
Yeah.
Because if you do it with rationale,
it's just Bambas. It's just the hypocrisy I pointed out here. The first gala protest, Marisok went there, SFL went there, and did you hear the rhetoric that opposition people in political parties should not join? That time they never said it, but immediately they saw Chairman Yankuba about this process. They came out, oh, gala should be careful, because it's about Yankuba. But when Marisok went there with SFL, they didn't say that. These people think that we are fools. Do they take us as fools or dummies or what?
So in fact, they don't even know the meaning of gala. Because near Gala meaning long.
Exactly. Gambia against looted.
Against looted assets.
Yeah.
So, you should be part of Gala. We are all Gala.
Yeah.
So these people, they don't think outside the box.
Don't mind them. Thank you. UDP Gas Chapter Sajo Toure.
Assalamu alaikum UDP Bantaba.
Enembara bari ika ebe Toure ko nangol senen ni kan yambari wote kala jande.
Go Sidi Musisa Kutangola.
Sidi Muta Tureza Yadi Sita Kutangola.
Sisela Wani, Sanya, Gavin Sadam Sanya. The city get conto back and get a molbe conto.
Abaraka.
And a lamor be conto, a bambas for a conto.
But in go hold on, Dolema mute there. Dolema mute. Jimalom. Okay, it might remember mute. May drop lale. Abubakar, can you mute please? Abuba. Okay, Maringate drop. Okay, so yeah, gas, just go. It is gas.
Say the Yalan del Gambia political colea baba. Yeah. Gambia Taula Siata Jea.
I call it gave all towny. You gave all the towny. But you meant town, young town, but Taurangless and Belela.
You know, Bopare Yakumakilim for a diamocono, Wallen Yindico. Investment procedures in Gambia. It is a sila platform motole. Damende alonko you have only 45 views. It is a coca kula dundi mol kuo kono mol ma mello. Ning esa fal lafta invest la Gambia. Why abeba na Amadu Baba fly ko go and see the president? Omu killing that follow. I think say na kebal ka ho me bunyani horomo. Wala ikayin nom sol men kumo fo wala bunyani horomo. In Ahmad Ba kaite ko yeta president ya adada president ga munta ko ning Ahmad Ba ma fate ta president ya ateto ko do nyinjola.
Wala na kodojo ako because birika yo kodojo non refundable. Kodo nyi siata la amam pare kajo but be adama kai ko Nima jo ite man sekunda blame la because that's the rule. That's the rule. Atada kodojo. So Adam alat na kodojo njo.
So bari yalo bafala sobe ya mole ko e ka dia mo mol mel fana en fana ana do ya tanyo nyang kamira do mandi
no e ka mobe moda control. These people think they are so smart and this is the Italy. This is how they they are not smarter than anybody here. Ninga mol mo fe ka for sobe people are smart. Sobe people are smart ta jumaleti jang. E karanta jumaleti jang. They are not more educated than anybody here.
Ako alaftaka invest Gambia. Sila ni lafta invest la Gambia. Deta ye investment correct?
Exactly.
Iman need for more batun pro president advice for procedure and pro baro small advice. Iti amna nim procedure and pro baro more advice for your kodojo investment la bekala Gambia. So everybody has to see the president. Come a year for Yamming, I don't know UK, changing women not a Gambia, corrupt like slow that. Everybody has to see the Gambia president. Well, in the go, Ebakala girl and a Korea president.
But Barisajo, what form of a disincentive? You know why? President got busy back. President has a lot of things on his timetable. So, Nico, it is the rule that every serious or a big investor must see the president. That will be an disincentive because I come to the president investment. Why should everything revolve around the presidency? But because in Gambia, the president has got ministers, he's got Gaipa, well, their institutions. ESA did not at no point ESA forgot that Gaipa. Because Munekada, I tell you, bring Ahmad Minister Baro, so I got everything. Wala na wolfana ya 419 ya nene ya dundi ay kodojo biri ya Jacob he's got presidential ambition. They pulled the plug off. Now he is complaining that he's a victim. And I heard some people who are gullible thinking that Esa is the victim. How can he be the victim when he was told that this is non-refundable? Are you guys you think we don't understand basic English? If something said this is non-refundable, it's non-refundable.
125,000.
It's a visa fee. Niba visa fee jola to apply for a visa anywhere in for non-refundable. Sajo.
Abanda. It's not refundable. Yeah. So near visa dealer ni ma dealer for $4.
Yeah. But yalo Sajo maybe ninning story ben to lela Carola no. You remember Baker diamu line out and gavo esa man fenge. It all they would have been even hitting la. Even Hitler be esa iba fola UDP nyimantol surprise ha nyimpabi fo ngadunta scandal jamala kono. Ibe wole fola every day.
But yakuma killing for said le yiko. Ela diamu la beginning yiko kabring story nying kabring esa la ni story ni pendeta dol UDP ngol tonya momon finti
mandu tale
esa la diamo batunne so ndeba fala sobe a molie ko dukare opposition party lo alinga try ndamalo nka kal nyola downfall nya nka nyola nka ngani ya pro tunyi kanyi dola downfall je afele itol Amadou Sané la ñu huma ko ani nisu kolo ya dabole nisu wafi yo ko kibirle it backfire everything backfire esa la ñu natale ndol sida comme ya fa nyame isina no banta bala ya ko esa problem o so tan internet ye dum ka ko kumul for many ya lon ko e mang information so de but you do e mo okay
number lo fa be esa diamoda
ye but na fa esa diamoda e telefona isu o opportunity si fali so dino UDP la ni story memoy ye but ndo bandi
no ba esajo lungo men na republic ye nyinga wo suto because in you remember America la suto bale tatela sobe ya platform auto kuma tije man memfo UDP la ñu UDP assets news involved for dol ka fako li dinañ ko discuss ba 2026 and wotumo iman yeah iman chance din do la fa nga diam yeah but yalla ala man ka sino man sad imagine in between ala scandalo bonitol from la side yalla wala na hadama dingo da nga waro oytu when they were saying those remarks they never thought this Malagan will produce this about SFL. Okay? Thank you so much. Say who life is too short. Smile and be happy. I'm very happy, Madam Sobea. I'm very happy. I'm a very happy guy. If you see me on the screen, I'm very happy. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. I'm very happy. I'm chilling. I'm used to this, man. I've been in this field for long. When Yaya Jammeh was there, Yaya Jammeh did not make me unhappy. So nobody else. Madam, you see, so when I got the platform, them already cuff. Why yen lolen buga narrative bungen buga pose fi dumuna am dolen mislead Gambians yen ñu bari amulen liggéey. You don't even know the investment rules in the Gambia. Neka fi di nax nit yi ku wara invest Gambia da nga dem gis président lolu fen la. Su fekkee ne rule la luma wax fi man I analyze based on facts. Luta Amad Ba suggests the president dafa wara gis li. Lo xam ne process la Ahmad should not tell your leader to go and see the president because that means it's not there. That is not a standard protocol. That's a lie. It's not a protocol. That's a lie. There's nothing like you have to see the president. I work at the Ministry of Trade. I handle investment files. I have dealt with big investors. So it's not a lie. Whoever said that is a lie. I'll challenge it. You guys are trying to mislead people. Malajla. Esa fal mokowa. Therefore them submit file am Gambia Tourism Board. Amad Ba bum gisee file bi Amad la ba ne he li president war na ko gis su fekkee ne dala is a procedure why ESA is telling him ne because process xam nga bum don fay 50,000 ki waxu ne da nga wara fay because he knows that's a process. The 5% levy is a process. There is nothing in the investment rules which is a discretion. You do it at your discretion. It's not mandatory na da nga wara gis president bi yen 1 minute ngene dis a norm the next minute ngene process la. Who are you trying to fool? How many so go book defend? You're going to make it much more.
The minister and the minister directing you to the president is a procedure.
It's not a process. You see, when I was working at the Ministry of Trade, we had Arab investors. They came with their private jet. Okay, those people had more. They have more money than SFL. You cannot even come. One Arab business tycoon. In a private jet olena. I was in the delegation. We took those investors to Yaya Jammeh. Natale. Yes, because they were making a tour of West Africa. They went to Senegal, they went to Gambia, because il a fallu give a little bit invest. But Brinata, Yaya Jammeh font actor Wolkan Jammeh font, they put these people off. Cabinet room, Yaya Jammeh nala nying soldier rolling kidibal. Ite investor men kana banko kan. Ini kidibal font the cabinet room. That put those people off. You understand? Biri wala bada Gambia memo ikorenge. Because they were doing shopping, kajibe investor dame. But there is nothing in the rules. Sobe am kolu. Alafo moliye ko yes esa lafita ka baroje yes I get but kafoko is a standard protocol. That's a lie. That's not true. Yeah, I just want to tell you that. Yeah.
Lafta kuma kilina fala sobe ankoli. Sobe ankoli lafta kuma kondol UDP nkolu ndol mankal jawoti sobe. Mankal jawoti nana de kelal jawoti. Esa fal ndol nga esa fal nga respect le numba respect lal nda do ko men ke TRRC we are proud of him and we abedo ko men fanala outside Gambia we are proud of him as a Gambian ndol no respect ko dilalale no respect ko nyin nanate move an inch but benyen fana follow ko neutral fana left and put la down they will see us anytime.
Sadio ndolonga fero bele trajam pour ni sobe yankole ka kilimoti. I have gone to platforms. I said, this is not nice. Let's not go. They were insisting that they will go after us because our UDP spoiled the coalition. You know the argument? They said we spoiled the coalition. And that's why when the assets issue came, they went after us. They went after us seriously. Yeah, program all moile. Kataka la jusuru dabo fongle netalo deng with one nin solo. Kataka pabi attack. Yalo ngamen von tol mandu tale because bring esa la nying fundi dan tol manta live de. We waited until esa diamuta. Nde information of Kenya nan suto ngaji yalo mfana sinalo nga banta ba mala ngana ratatala but ngamna time tale fo somanda ngeza ma yabe diamala akamna mobe kamfa na boroda be kamfari abe begala na postale so kuna rada kerfado fana interview keje esa de mo ka diamu nyina ba fon dundila Sadio fema de Malagan fon ye respond because he's trying to blame Malagan. No, it's young. I can read it. At Malagan, we usually do not return to social media to defend our stories. That's because we approach our work with due diligence, thoroughly research, carefully fact check, and never rush. But this is the first time. Look, this is the first time in my 4 years with Malagan that I feel compelled to speak publicly. Following Esa Fall's recent interview with Kerfatu in response to our investigation into the land allocations within the Tangi Bird Reserve. So this is not even nice. New story Jamal less about a lot of people. But Musino for the first time compelled to come and respond because Esa is accusing Malagan Fonko Imanike properly. You understand? So we want to reiterate a few key points. We obtain and review the official land allocation letter approved by the GTB for the parcel in question. We reached out to GDP for clarification. It took them a full month to respond, and their reply was a single sentence: "We do not disclose information to a third party." GTB. We also contacted ESA. They reached out to ESA for his side of the story. He responded and acknowledged being allocated land, though he claimed the area does not fall within the boundaries of the bird reserve. So ESA was contacted. So this was ESA's response. Land allocation, but it doesn't fall within the bird reserve.
It's not illegal. But it's about phone or sorry. Dabo dimo where land apply nyame morally is wrong. But it's a fault correct.
Ni sunkuro fo this yai askani lady gay ni mame sobaya binga moy abe jam kan tibo daga na mungewa aka UDP gare wale. Yalon these people think they are smart. Ako ha molbi janame yalon ko they give them land. Abe lo dabo dingol la de. Among yalon so what nyeme ngen to the UDP. You don't have to in the gare wale. But lawyer Dabo Domambi did not do anything illegal. She applied. It's sufficient law SFL Domi Gambian la. I'm not right for life. Domi allocation Dabo Gambian la. I'm not right to apply. She went through a process and she was allocated to the social security, the layout. So there was nothing illegal. Okay? And this is the inconsistency with you guys because they're gonna gara wale Domi Pabi Domambi default for anything. You can say morally ne okay, Koko Papa amna kir. Yeah, I'm the hegna don't be the for buy other people you have yes, so then argue lulu fine. But she didn't do anything illegal. Why are you going to send platform because you are in a dispute with Malagan, you are trying to draw allocation into that discussion. Agdomambi.
Through Adama Borough for you allocate because Adama Amhali. Ilola da washa. Ila binani right now. Inaka di commanding. No one ka mom living at the money that ESA has money. So ESA
have money to an extent and you don't even need to go and use Adam Barrow's influence for new allocate our land. That was her argument.
But that is lame. Okay.
And then said the land that remember for the Gambia no le wole ni people. Gambia corruption o siata jele bopare ndolu musolu said the last time the internet ngaji be maternity death men Gambia wo fo bala fa wata hanu wo dron nyanta pinal ndam opposition on da mali ka fu nyonga bare ko min kele mesen ni won da mali e ajibe ba ni musol tata yettingo soto yi tata arbi ci ka bata muso men dron fata Gambia ni ya fo mole bi ko be political you know among mol ibuka ikamund ani dindul men fon ka fa ba we wol be ma mol fon interest ni ya fo ko be political so ndalla jang fitro sida ñun politique diamo land issue mo la mol be fala ba we mo la mol be fala loptano da ngambira Gambian wala wo ko ni len ñantan to interest la dan esafal mo kilendro.
No, Yalon Tefong, look, I wanted to lay this topic. Yalon thing for the last time, I'm done with this esafal issue. Okay? I didn't want to. But Munen Tefong this talk, when I heard their supporters going to mislead people online, first of all, in Atletico, this is a norm. As if these people think we are not educated, they take us as dummies. Sadio, norm. Come more dalta kumenkela, dalta kela norm. Then Ibota Auto, is a protocol. How can something be a norm and then be a protocol? How does that make sense? This is part of the rules. Anybody who wants to have big investment in Gambia, you have to go and see the president. That's a lie. Backdoor, and they cannot stop us people from saying that, because if you go to the front door, you go to Gaipa, you go to Gambia Tourism Board, but you go and see the president. Yeah, Lamin, go ahead. Lamin, sorry. Lamin, go ahead. Lamina. Yalam dol fananga selele. Ya dol fananga selele foi ka nyina la ko isale dale ba malo. Lamin e jele. Okay, Bambas, if you have something to say, you can go. Nyimandiam.
Okay, Lamin madara jawga.
Amanda diamga malo ba malo.
Yeah, brotherly iko Adam Baroko. Ako janata. Ako janata. Adam Baroko janata biara nang. Gambia won teachers also million for they have degree. Ako
wow. Wow.
Akadala malta kunda kono lemu. I teachers also million for they have degrees now.
Mono wala yo fanam fo.
Ala new bomb se no mo. ML fadile apo. ML fadile wala
Yala Adam Baro mala arjuma lungo fatu babaro kamundo mo sifale dia, because now bundan he goes on the hype. Adama nengai malam fatu babaro kamune tabay arjuma lungo de.
So we are more on the advice minna ya try bro you topic of bula aita moli la opinion of and then question up no, because you don't be better to defend this, because this is indefensible. Because if an argument from somebody maybe you can give him points there. Or this is not part of the birds and wildlife. Okay, it's not part of the birds and wildlife area, but it's part of the James asset. So because it's part of the James asset, you don't have only James asset.
I got two types of James assets.
I mean, but those are all the same thing. I mean, Katati, I didn't come to because they are all under the investigation. Mialonko, Jana Commission, they all investigate. So how can you remove that from James asset? That's impossible. So you suggest that it go. I blame Mata it's either Yablado allocate because the is unrefundable. So obviously so the best thing he can do is let him go and negotiate with the government. Allocate. I think that's what, because I can't
Yeah, don't talk that.
Yalo ni ajiwe fon ako ministerial committee la bring you not as a kay ko medlamen dealer that decision has to be done by the ministerial committee. But this is the ministerial committee looking after Jamila assets.
Yeah, exactly.
So the whole thing is contentious about Jamila assets sold. So you cannot delineate the two. You cannot separate the two. They are yalo bambas member do ko ngana funo landere dinga diamo dol mo nga dega na Gambia we have a problem ñol ka fu no, anyway, the ball is in their court. If they let this go, we forget it and move on.
It will be better for them.
Yeah, but if they keep defending it, then we will talk about it more. So that is it. Okay, Abarakabake, Lee Bamba is here. Lee Bamba. The man for TikTok like a new Selendi bang. The will be TikTok like a Selendi. Maybe they're not meant to be here. Hello.
Yes,
okay. Ngabalo non for TikTok like Selendi Makalamuta. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a comment because you know last time Sultano Yanin and Kalakura were more because it made a more advice pro more kaka politician Durma. So it more advice all about it outside. It is a mellow cool more, you know, because if you call them more, it's a Kenya train you defeat a malaka. Cook you defeat a man. But sign me for a good time. Pull the hang is a not damn bella mother. But I tell him for Jenny Aka.
But in the way, hold on. But in the way, maybe it's a drop. J.
Stop.
Accelerator le korenge mbarenga drop
yen do ko jana ka start la tay apply ko pare apply for pare so after na do ko ni start TRC
bera be ni apply la fam wodu mo la yake lead cancel the timing
ateko for ateko janne o tema
ayala I apply la num ya jamela time 2010. But Barola time, Biraba apply, he was already lead counsel. I found I have an interview on.
It's already okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Ajalo. No, I think they will learn lessons here because Ibalonako, okay, Yarafanga Menge UDP la, it was never pleasant. So yalom biri itolien nyimira ko esa is clean, esa nanate fente fundila esa la Carola. So iba Gambia mom esa is alright, esa amul ben scandal, gis nga lolo tay ala bugo ton. Yeah, abaraka bake. Mr. Sane.
Kewa fola ko ma sima ya doa. Imagine fola iblosite.
Imagine if I ina leader that from the Sehu Sedilila, another from handover. Abaraka. Ibrahim Sanembe Kontonako, Gambia is really a sad nation. It seems like the way our country is going, they love it, but at the end of the day, we'll all be loser if Gambia fail through their hypocritical attitude. They had agenda and they will never come to terms in fighting for better Gambia. They don't even want to accept the truth because what they had in their heart is what is eating them. It's only Allah who can make them to accept the truth. Abarakabaka, Mr. Sane. So, saying, I've got a couple of people here. Koku defa join te yegut ko. Dole join tabafala living bangini. You join TikTok. Yajal. How can somebody act like this? Amari be banta wala moy kanne aseleta makala mutala diamo bebe funtikam. So nibe social media you got to be careful. You are discussing something I'm a business or abe feleje bara banda bala moy ka aseleta. Nyulle ka banda bala moy palantero. ñim palanteer di am lalu so ni banta wala may because ibukala fika dum bari kata palanteer lo so in TikTok legi ay excellent ita kala mutala so but anyway dole fana nara malam fo TikTok le fana yo excellent di bang mari engineer so former Cissé satan kontonye je mba kontona badde la nka nda ndingo a kontonye je way satan ala badde lon kononti mara is it Mr. Okay, wo fana seletale oh no ini afela drop da TikTok you got to be careful ñi dom fana mbade ngo fana jindi o meta janne okay guys ala baraka bake ñi manke na sawoti kana jang ndol oppositional damal katara nyola ngani na fo UDP ndol oppositional alinga hanatara we cannot agree but alinga fata nyola because niga mola leader criticize they will criticize your leader. It's common sense. If you criticize my leader, your leader will have his day. These people never thought a day like today will come. Very assets they went after Alajusen Odabo. Alken platform all jitan. Even today, even right now, but they didn't think that this kind of stuff. Let's read the Malagan story. Let it be clear, we did not make any insinuations as he claimed. Esako Malagan insinuation, and now Malagan is debunking Esafal. This is not us. We did not make any insinuation. Our reporting was based on verified facts, including the findings of the Jani Commission. Sober people will not analyze Nying on their platforms because they are biased. They will not analyze this. Okay? So now is Malagan responding to you guys. Because our reporting was based on verified facts, including the findings of the Jana Commission, which identified the area in question as part of the Tangi Bird Reserve, in bracket under the Department of Parks and Wildlife Agreement. Yaje kunum famara yinefo. Wala knowledge is power. Esa ko mol ni mol ko analyze that they don't use it with londo ham. Why hamga famara lila wo hon demba si baro mosco platform. Ham. But he is accusing people that they were, fi kunekala yala may ham. Fi can stupid fool. Fi we all have 5 common senses. Can genuta smart than any smart kimo gana smart. Yo, everybody is smart in their own ways. You can be smart in one angle, doesn't mean that you are smart in everything. Okay? I physically visited the site to confirm the location of the allocations with a ranger who had been working with the Tangier Reserve for more than a decade. Ako animole taraje purka ko kisi. Malagan is an independent and an apolitical media house. Our work is driven solely by our commitment to accountability journalism. In line with that, we contacted all individuals named as land allottees in the story. Nandu granted a lengthy interview. Kalilu Wage was also contacted but declined to respond to our messages or interview request. We have no personal agenda against anyone. We are simply doing our job as journalists. We did not misquote ESA, nor did we misrepresent any source mentioned in the report. Aliyenyi moile. Iko, itolu ibelori fonene. Ita imanke political kafuti. And the motive told Kelano Bulukono motive. Because ESA ko politician only you use to come up with the story. You know, be ESA allegation already. Welcome to the game. He is new in politics. Nibe political you have to get thick skin. But nimole safaro kelare, you go and make all sort of allegations. Politician level you know koma. Ndefo nga foja nenko Malagan. Politician ke Malagan use lano because they have been doing this for a long time. Malagan COVID wato kono. Nyule investigative report okay ja wotumo Mustafa Keda ba fongama be Malagan. Nying mansakona kodo membonni ka withdraw Central Bank mo jama mo kalamata ka samba gene bisao ka dundi pleno kono Malagan yo be investigate janni malo mo esabe min tole so ñunu ko itolning nandu kacatale nandu wala ñu indianote bari way lenti interview woni kaca jamfama bari ko Kalilu Wage yo contact le bari womi danko bari esa fana ya contact le so e koy tolu imanta jam pour que mo dundi ye men investigate yola sata. So why the brouhaha? Why the tesante? Why the argue about these people? So, Malon Jumane Saltanam Korenge. Ngamera Sajo Seleta Barama Kalamuta. Yeah. Okay. Okay, ala baraka barake. Nyin li bamba ite selta li bamba ila frati am la fo be drop la le say. Li bamba. Okay. So ala baraka barake mari ngolo. I've been here 2 hours 54 minutes. So my program will stop la janne for what it do. No continue. Ngamera baromos go ko bi ibe kachala le bari bi minanto le UDP ko la karola ngamera. Bi into le ko la topic oti. So maybe ni na rambe me join na jele ngana topic odi. Nte personally mantra jam just ka fon ka UDP le fasa. So nin kube UDP la karola nte diamola. Mba condemn la le. But banko ni lafta lo silo kam. Ma make sure le na tonya sapati de banko kam. Yin fasare nonsense all ngi bula ni modol la leader sur les problèmes soto ali bule noma ale kumo be foye ba nato la leader sur les problèmes soto se ku fati fana ngama la fta diam lalde buto malom fo tiktok la ka fana selendi ba malo so ni la fta diam la se ku ntoma se ku ye request ki signa fula be jele se ku mam Lisa. So tay Baro must go. You guys want to talk about UDP, huh? Because Demba najuka jelabo forum. So we will welcome that. I will join your platform later, and we will have a conversation. But how does this happen? Molka sele TikTok ibgalo. Imagine, badanga nyimfana njindi. So TikTok ka molu selendele makala muda, right? Okay, Molga select platform mode makala muda is very very easy. Yo, ala baraka bake. So mina program kumvala jana sign. We have said our piece. It's already 9:24 p.m. in the UK right now. So just a recap: UDP la gala dinner, UDP la convention of Seattle on the 2nd of August next week. So you're all invited. And UDP UK chapter gala is on the 18th of October 2025. All of you are invited. In Momo Singo Sefodan in the United Kingdom, come to Birmingham. Get up Birmingham dinner ne inshallah. Yalla ni kofika jama. So ala baraka bake. Yeah, me just all come to my fatin Sabali Bambas, Sajo Ture, Moldin Bena Tajang. Kanaka diamunin kola. Ala baraka bake. Thank you so much. Yeah. Lo nehdu doi wa feel in your Emily program be better than yon. You know.
Ale fonsaje de. Ale fonsaje. Ale fonsaje. Ale fonsaje. Muna dabo sanka baluo. Ale fonsaje. Mbe useni dabo julalema. Ale fonsaje. Juloka man la maje. Ale fonsaje. Ni aja man la maje. Ale fonsaje. Suluo simbene da. Ale fonsaje. Useni masata. Ale fonsaje. Alale amansandi. Ale fonsaje. Mbaro da bodima. Ale fonsaje. Mbaro da bodima. Ale fonsaje. Numukunda da bodima. Ale fonsaje. Alale bate jola. Ale fonsaje. Mansole bate jola. Ale fonsaje. Aye Gambia bondi bata kono. Ale fonsaje. Imaje molu bele sewota. Ale fonsaje. Arabe nyinkeraye. Ale fonsaje. Manso be nyinkeraye. Ale fonsaje. Usen bota nyani dobo. Ale fonsaje. Dobo gaye usen. Ale fonsaje. Anata kombo tumami. Ale fonsaje. Londo nata kulli. Ale fonsaje. Okaelo adabo. Ale fonsaje. Ayado kuoge Gambia Ale fonsaje. Gambia kaye Mandela. Ale fonsaje. Mayinduru kema. Ale fonsaje. Alafo salida bokema. Ale fonsaje. Adale bate joda. Ale fonsaje. Njilansi sedima. Ale fonsaje. Ganja mane dimma. Ale fonsaje. Sali suare dimma dem. Ale fonsaje. Ale fonsaje de. Ale fonsaje. Ale fonsaje. Ale fonsaje. Muna dabo sanka baluo. Ale fonsaje. Mbe useni dabo julalema. Ale fonsaje. Juloka manla maje. Ale fonsaje. Ni aja manla maje. Ale fonsaje. Suluo simbeneleda. Ale fonsaje. Useni masata. Ale fonsaje. Alale amansandi.